It is I, Juan Carlos Santiago del Santiago, the coolest man in the world. Yes, I am back in Raleigh. Do I go downtown with so many places to party? No, I go to the Sharky's place. The good food, the fine drinks, the coldest of beers, and of course, the many, many beautiful people. I always hang at the Sharky's place, the coolest bar in the world, because, well, it was built for me. Juan Carlos Santiago del Santiago, the coolest man in the world. The Sharky's place, 8800 de Raleigh Road by the Shelley Station.
The Body Armor State Games are coming to Greensboro this June. Registration is open to athletes of all ages and skill levels in 20 different sports. The Body Armor State Games feature 11,000 athletes and 600 teams. Don't miss out on North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Visit bodyarmorstategames.org today. The Body Armor State Games are proud to partner with Truist, Lowe's Foods, and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
A torn ACL, stress fracture, aching back, a hip that's had it, life on hold, and all you want is to get it back. Enter Wake Orthopedics. Our fellowship-trained orthopedists do it all. General, sports, pediatric, joint replacement, fractures, spine, prevention, advanced diagnostics, progressive treatments, minimally invasive procedures, surgeries, and more. Visit wakemed.org/wakeortho and get back your life.
Springfest deals are still in full swing at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 bags of Stay Green Premium Color 2 cubic foot mulch for only $10. And get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save up to $300 when you buy 2 or more select GE kitchen appliances of $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/16, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Today is a WRAL weather alert day. We could see a few more thunderstorm cells popping up for the rest of the day into the evening. A few of those could produce some heavy rain as well as some strong gusty winds and hail. Our high this afternoon, 61. 47 tonight, and tomorrow we'll see cloudy skies and cool temperatures, a high of just 59.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 497 points to 40,091.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan, broadcasting live today from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina out on Hamlin Road in Durham, because it is their spring open house.
Let's go.
And it is, sometimes there's events where, like, if it rains outside, you get real mad. This one, actually, the rain outside is why you need to get here to the spring open house, because if your gutters need gutter helmets, if your windows are leaking, if your siding doesn't look great, that's a great reason to come out here and get a free estimate.
If the roof is leaking.
If your roof is leaking, doors aren't sealed correctly, whatever it is, get on out here to the Aluminum Company, 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham. Enjoy some of the complimentary food. Get signed up for some giveaways, all the way up to $2,500 in gift cards being given away. 2,000 square feet of hardy plank siding. It's all happening today and tomorrow here at the open house of the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. Also, coming to North Carolina, this is where we start the show. Dennis here with me on the road. We have Max back at the studio keeping us up and running.
I know you're excited over there, Tim.
I'm very excited. I'm getting
choked
choked up. I am getting choked up. It's because Alexander Nikishin is finally on his way.
He's finally here. He's finally. Well, I mean, he's still got to get a visa. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. But it's official. Nikishin is a Cane.
The long-promised Golden Goose defenseman for the Carolina Hurricanes has gotten over a hurdle that had been there for a while, which was the Russian KHL team that he had been under contract with. The negotiations finally got over the finish line, so they separated, a negotiated split, and he has signed his contract with the Carolina Hurricanes. So the hockey part of it is kind of already set, ready to go. It's the real life part of it that still takes some time. You got to get visas, you got to do some country swapping. There's some paperwork that needs to be filled out, but
government red tape.
We expect in the next week or two for Alexander Nikishin to be a part of the Carolina Hurricanes, which could not come at a better time. A team that needed some good news, team that just needed some fresh vibes. Alexander Nikishin is on his way to bring those fresh vibes for a scouting report on Nikishin. Earlier today, Eric Tulsky, the GM of the Canes, who obviously helped architect some of these moves, was on with Adam Gold here on 99.9 The Fan on the Adam Gold Show, and he was asked what type of player is Nikishin, and this was Tulsky's answer.
He is an all-around player. He's a 6'4" physical defenseman who throws some of the biggest hits in the KHL, and he also has really dynamic vision and creativity with the puck and the ability to score from spots where it's hard to score from. So he has a very complete game. And I think the most important thing here is it's a league where a lot of times the play is sort of passive, but the team he's coming from has sort of modeled their approach after the way we play. And so the transition hopefully won't be quite as big for him as it would be for a lot of people, but it's always a transition. And so it's hard to know how long that'll take, but maybe it'll be 2 practices, maybe it'll be 6 months. I don't know. We need to get him here and see.
Wait and see.
I mean, that's the tricky part. We know what the talent is, but again, the adjustment period is not easy. We've seen guys who played professionally in the NHL for years take multiple weeks to get adjusted to the Carolina Hurricane system. So I would say this, like, caution to Canes fan, don't expect it to just be instant.
But
if it is, great.
I was going to say, it's truly this is nothing to do with their first round opponent. There's truly an angel and a devil on my shoulders. The angel is doing exactly what you're doing, which is saying, particularly defensemen, they take a long time to get used to the system. And it's not as if the Canes don't have established defensemen that have been in the system for a long time, and even cracking that lineup is something that's pretty difficult to do. And then there's the devil on my other shoulder, right? The more mischievous one who's going like, yeah, but he's the best defenseman in the KHL. Yeah. He holds a whole bunch of records. He's 6'4", 215. He's naturally skilled. We've been watching him develop as a prospect as the best defenseman not in the NHL for a couple of years. He is youthful on a team that I think needs some of that, particularly on the back end. He is going to show up. He is going to light it up, and we should start booking trips to the Hall of Fame induction in 2046. and like it's. I think it's appropriate to be on both sides right now because it is exciting.
It is.
Nikishin, he's as I describe him, he's a handful of magic beans. You might just have your beanstalk, right? It might be something awesome, and that's better than where you were, right? Just the thought, the imagination of it is pretty insane, and on top of that, right? Because there's the physical skills, which are, you can go watch them. Everybody posted clips on Twitter of particularly the goal scoring and goal creation for a defenseman. Like, he brings a certain hockey skill set. He's also the captain of a KHL team as a 23-year-old, which would indicate he's also showing up mature. He's also showing up ready to perform in big moments, ready to be a part of a winning culture. Eric Tulsky, again, with Adam Gold, so the Canes GM on our network earlier today, was asked about Nikishin being a captain at that young age with his club over in the KHL.
They speak very highly of him in terms of his attitude and his maturity. I know he wanted to be in the NHL very badly. And has worked hard to get to the point where he could make this happen. So he brings that kind of work ethic and that kind of leadership, and that got recognized. That's a team with a long tradition of history and they don't have a lot of 23-year-old captains. So it does say something about him.
It does say something about him. That's one of those things that, again, could feed into the Paul Bunyan mythology of him that makes the mischievous one on my shoulder go, yeah, this is another reason to get more excited. And then there's, the more calm, maybe more rational one on the other shoulder going, if he plays 15 minutes a game in the playoffs and just looks competent, that's a solid victory. And I'm going like, yeah, it's just less exciting. It's just less exciting. And it's been a long process to get here, and that builds into the hype, right? The longer it takes to get something to happen, the more you anticipate and build and anticipate and build, and we're not quite over the finish line, but it feels like we are. Max, back in the studio. Let's jump to the complicated red tape clip here. This is Eric Tulsky, the GM, about the things that still need to get done in order for Nikishin to be on the ice for the Canes, talking visas and paperwork and everything else that needs to happen.
His contract with SKA ran through the end of May.
Right.
So we needed to know that they would be willing to release him from that contract to let him sign with us. And then we needed to be able to negotiate a deal with his agent. And that takes time. And then on the side, we also need a work visa to have somebody come in from another country and get paid money to do a job in the U.S. And so we've been working on that on the side also. And that's kind of the last step to getting him here in games, is finishing that immigration process and getting him here.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Eric Tulsky, when he became a NHL GM,
yeah,
he probably anticipated crunching the numbers on, goals allowed by goaltenders, probably, the advanced analytics of how fast a player might move on GPS. I'm not sure he was like, you know what, I better brush up on my international immigration law. But, got to wear a lot of hats if you're going to run an NHL team.
And getting from Russia directly to the United States is not a reasonable thing. And Tulsky actually did speak more on that about getting the visa done.
For extra fun complication, because we don't have diplomatic relations with Russia, when the visa gets issued, he has to make an appointment at an embassy in a country that does have diplomatic relations with us so that the visa can be placed in his passport. So he might be flying to Kazakhstan or Saudi Arabia or Thailand or wherever to get the visa put into his passport at the U.S. embassy so that he can come here.
It's
so wild to think about.
There's so much going on, and actually that's the last point I'll make right now. We're going to be talking about Nikishin joining the Canes and the potential that it brings to not just this year's Canes team, but the next, the future of the Canes. This is a team where I think it's good for him to make the adjustment. There's interviews going around, mostly of the translated variety, interviews that were done in Russian and translated into our language. It has to be comforting going to a team that does have Andrei Svechnikov as its member of its core, that does have Pyotr Kochetkov as a member of the travel roster and everything else. There are guys that can make the life transition easier, even if his skills as a hockey player and a pure athlete may make the hockey transition one that is easier for him than most. The life transition is still one that everybody has to work around.
And here's something to keep in mind as well. This is how highly the organization thinks of him. Actually, I'm reading this from Ryan Henkel on X, because Tulsky actually, as we started the show, was speaking to the rest of the media. Again, the clips we played with Adam Gold earlier today, Tulsky was asked about Nikishin's name coming up in trade inquiries, and this is what Tulsky said. Quote, "It was constant. I think everybody in the league recognizes that he's a player with very high potential. Obviously, we were not interested in doing that." So he was, end quote, off limits.
Other GMs have to learn. If everybody calls about the same player, the Canes are smart enough to go, we should probably keep this one.
Yeah.
Right. If everybody else wants him, that probably says something, right? You gotta play your cards close to your chest a little bit on that one. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are live from the Aluminum Company Spring Open House here at 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham. Almost at Durham Road in Hamlin. It's Hamlin Road. Stop out and say hi. We'll be here for the entirety of our show. You can also come out for free estimates, food, more information on doors, windows, siding, gutters, and so much more as far as home improvements all day tomorrow as the spring open house continues here at the Aluminum Company. In addition to the news about Nikishin being a member of the Canes, hopefully soon, there was also a game last night. Canes didn't win, but they came away with something that might be sweeter. Stick around. We're here at the Spring Open House for the Aluminum Company of North Carolina with the owner, Sammy Hanna. Sammy, there's so much going on here. First of all, it's raining outside, which is good for showing your windows and gutters that they need to be replaced. But what can they expect at the open house?
Well, open houses are always a good time to get together. We've only do them twice a year. Mm-hmm. This is our Spring Open House. We're here today until 5, tomorrow till 4. And it's just a great, if you're interested in any home improvements, even if you're not interested in getting anything done, it's just a great time to come out, educate yourself on any home improvement product out there. We've got our sales staff here. We've got our manufacturers reps here. We're giving away some great door prizes, gift certificates all the way up to $2,500. First time ever, we're giving away 2,000 square feet of hardy plank siding in a separate drawing. And it's just a good time to come out, kick the tires, see the product, and say hey to everybody.
And have some great conversations, right? We'll be here broadcasting our show live. And you should stop out, if you're listening, at 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham today and tomorrow at the Aluminum Company.
Do you ever go to the Carolina Hurricanes games and find yourself thinking, what do the players eat before the game? What are their pregame rituals? What kind of music gets them pumped up ahead of the game? How sacred is the game day nap? What's the postgame mood on the team plane? Check out my new podcast, Iced Tea, with me, Megan LaMontagne. I get to talk to people who spill the tea on the Carolina Hurricanes. Listen to Iced Tea in any podcast app or watch the show on the Fan YouTube channel.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Cool cars, cool people, good times. America's favorite car show is back. The Good Guys 10th Griot's Garage North Carolina Nationals, presented by Tremec. April 18th and 19th at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds in Raleigh. Cruise on out and see over 1,500 of the Southeast's finest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Autocross racing, a Saturday night demolition derby, vendor midway, live entertainment, and more. April 18th and 19th at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds. Details at good-guys.com.
Now in Sanford, the Chatley Marine Boat Show and Sale featuring Yamaha boats. With giant indoor showrooms and an on-site test lake, Chatley's the choice for your next Yamaha boat. Find a huge selection of 19 through 25-foot runabouts and the popular Wake Series boats. With special financing, discounts up to $6,000, and immediate delivery available, now is the time to get your new Yamaha at the best price. Hurry to the Chatley Marine Boat Show and Sale in Sanford. ChatleyBoats.com.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here for my friends at Buffalo Brothers. It's hockey season, baby. I live and work on both coasts, and here's the deal. There's nothing like Buffalo Brothers. The best wings on the planet and a great place to watch all the big games. Visit all 5 Triangle locations for great specials, including half-price pizzas Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6, and $6 Jamesons on Sunday. Dine in, carry out. BuffBrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Burns with a backhand, looking for Stahl. Bounces back to Burns. He'll get it to Slavin. Slavin shoots. He scores! Traffic out in front. And Carolina with the net front presence. Jordan Martinook is going to get the deflection, and Carolina strikes here in the third period to make it a one-goal game.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, live from the Spring Open House at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina out here on Hamlin Road in Durham, where there's complimentary food. There's a ton of great information on how you can improve your home and improve the value of your home with doors, windows, siding, gutters, and much, much more. And there's quite a bit of buzz about the Canes.
Oh, yeah.
Because we are in the state of North Carolina, and Alexander Nikishin is on the way, hopefully soon. For those of you that haven't heard, the agreements took place with his team in Russia, and he is, as I said, on the way. Also, the Canes last night, with a overtime appearance, got the point they needed to clinch home ice for the first round of the postseason. We will bring you a little bit of 2 minutes of gold details from last night's game featuring our very own Adam Gold. But I do want to just update. This is actually news to me as well. So this story is going to continue to develop. Walt Ruff, team reporter for the Canes, put out some details on Nikishin's deal that he has signed with the Canes.
Yep.
The deal is through the end of the 2025-2026 season, which is next year. He'll be a 10.2C free agent then, which is an exclusive rights free agent.
Can't sign an offer sheet.
Which means he is ineligible to be an offer sheeted by another team, which is it's a big deal. You want to keep him. You've waited so patiently. You've done so much work to get him here. Especially if he lives up to the hype and potential that he's shown. You want that guy in your team for a long time.
So it is a 2-year entry-level contract, that first year being the rest of this season. And then he has one more year left on that. So it's only a 2-year entry-level contract because of his age. He's 23 years old. Entry-level contracts, when you come in at a certain age, are shorter the older that you are. Whereas a guy coming in out of juniors or college, it's going to be 3 years, and generally that's usually how it's going to be.
So it's a 2-year deal. That's really a 1 year plus 4 games deal. But if you get him for the postseason and he plays like he's supposed to, 100% worth it.
And here's something that you can do as well if you're Eric Tolsky and the Canes, is that because he has 1 year left on his contract, I'm pretty sure you can sign him to a long-term deal starting July 1st.
Yep.
If you wanted to. But again, you have his rights and stuff. You have kind of that cost control. But I think as long as he shows out what you expect, lock him up.
There it is. And the team he's joining, they've locked up a postseason berth. They've locked up home ice against the Devils in the first round, and they did that in last night's shootout loss to the Caps. For more info on that game, here's 2 minutes of gold with our very own Adam Gold.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and I've got 2 minutes for 1 point for a 2 seed in the Metropolitan Division playoffs, and a bigger deal than actually wrapping up home ice advantage in the first round. And it's all brought to us by Parkway Sleep Health Centers for better sleep. Last night, Carolina gave up 3 goals in the second period. It looked all lost. It was going to be a 4th straight empty trip to the rink, and they still hadn't clinched second place in the Metro. And then Jordan Martinook scored early in the third to trim the deficit to 1, and then inside the last 2 minutes, Seth Jarvis happened.
Empty net for Carolina, and it finds Alex Ovechkin, and that'll be knocked away. Good stick there. Seth Jarvis playing defense. Ovechkin right halfway then for 896. Canes coming the other way. Jarvis, he scores! Oh, what a play! Jarvis, defense to offense. And the Canes have tied it with 1:45 left here in the third.
Great defensive play, preventing an Alex Ovechkin empty net goal. He holds that career record as well. And then he finishes the play off a dynamite pass from Sebastian Aho. That line was very good last night. And Carolina gets into overtime. They get a point. They wrap up the number 2 seed in the Metro. They'll host games 1 and 2 2 against the New Jersey Devils. That matchup is set. But that ain't why we're here, because Alexander Nikishin is coming. So I don't know what kind of an impact the best defenseman in the KHL, which is the second best hockey league in the world, I don't know what kind of impact he's going to make on the NHL team. And I was told that initially it might be tough because the games are so different, but he is big, he is good, he is good in both ends of the rink. He was their captain for SKA St. Petersburg, so you know he's a good leader. He's young, too, to be a captain, and he is mean. Oh, my gosh, are you telling me a big, talented offensive and defensive defenseman with a mean streak? Where do I frippin' sign up? That's what this team needs. So, hopefully we'll see him on the ice for the end of the regular season. I don't know about the playoffs, but let's just get Alexander Nikishin in a uniform and on the ice and marvel at his meanness. You know what would make Alexander Nikishin even nicer? A great night's sleep. ParkwaySleep.com. Start your journey to a healthier night's sleep. Parkway Sleep Health Center. Sound sleep, sound health. Sound off because Nikishin is here.
That, once again, 2 minutes of gold with Adam Gold. I think Adam's dealing with the same thing we were talking about earlier. He like right in the last, 40 seconds of that 2 minutes of gold, he hit with, the games are so different in the KHL and it could take him some time. And then it ended with, he's here. Alexander Nikishin is here. Yeah. Like, it is literally the push and pull that is on everyone that is invested by any different way, professionally, fandom, maybe it's just regionally in the Canes. You are trying to talk yourself into caution and a little bit of realistic optimism for Alexander Nikishin, and then 2 minutes later you're like, but he's 6'4" and mean, and he's got all these things, these skills, he's going to score and he's going to produce, and oh my goodness, it's and by the way, this happens with every prospect.
Yeah.
The NFL draft's coming up, as you know. I'm a giant NFL draft nerd. One of my biggest pet peeves is comps, the comparisons. When somebody hits you with, like, he runs routes like Devontae Adams, but he has a little bit more explosiveness, something like Jamar Chase. I think he's probably a 4th or 5th round pick. I'm like, what? You're telling me he is parts of 2 of the best wide receivers we've seen in the last 20 years, and he's probably wide receiver 18 in this draft.
He's a day 3 guy.
Yeah, like Nikishin, simply because of the nature of being a prospect and one we've had a lot of time to watch and kind of fantasize about as far as his skills. Yeah, the comps are going to be aggressive. The top end ceiling comparisons are going to be insane, when in actuality, right, you're looking for a good player. You're looking for somebody that can fill a role, that can give your lineup a little bit more size, because the Canes, especially the forward spot, are not afraid to have smaller guys, which means you need to have size elsewhere. He brings some of that. There's a lot of good fit kind of boxes checked by Alexander Nikishin, and we're just going to keep trying to thread the needle between being cautiously optimistic and being wildly, overly excited and hyped.
And like Adam said, the guy does have a little bit of a mean streak in him. Like, if you just go watch his clips of his hits and some of those, the guy will run you through the wall. Like, he'll run you through the boards.
And that's the fit I'm talking about. Like, Canes need that.
Okay, yeah, 100%.
Canes need that.
And here's the thing. When he comes over, as long as he plays good position and plays physical, everything else takes care of itself. The offensive stuff will come. The offense and everything will come.
And that's a chemistry thing as well. And
just time.
Yeah, getting him out there, playing with the guys. It'll which is why the timing is fascinating. I know we have to move on, but
do we though?
Well, I mean, we kind of. We will come back to it, trust me. But introducing him to a system in the postseason is, like, as excited as we all are. Rod Brindamore, the coach, has to tread pretty carefully as far as, you don't want, they're figuring it out to cost you a game in the postseason where, one play here, one miscommunication there could be the difference. But at the same time, you don't want to have Alexander Nikishin not contributing when he might make the one play that could also win you the series. So we'll do our best to decide what we would do in those situations. But it's one of those not super easy decisions that Rod Brindamore is going to have to make. We'll take a break. When we come back, we have the Dean's List. We will get to more of the Nikishin situation, and there's a golf tournament going on right now. Rory McIlroy getting a whole bunch of people back on board after losing them yesterday. The Masters, we'll update you coming up next. Tim Donnelly here at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina's Spring Open House with the owner, Sammy Hanna. Sammy, if somebody's thinking about improving their house, this is kind of the time. There's never really a bad time to do it, but what can they do here at the open house?
They can do whatever they like here at the company. Obviously, it's a good time to just get educated on everything. I've got homeowners coming in. They're bringing photos of their houses. You can come put your hands on the doors, the windows. It's different when we actually come to you, because typically you call in, we send a salesman out to your home, we assess your needs, and then we've got smaller samples when we come out to your house. Here you can actually see the full-size doors, the full-size windows, full-size sliding doors, hardy plank siding, the roofing, all the products. We've got all of them on display here at the showroom. So it's just a good time to come out and actually see everything here at the company. And then obviously we're giving away free stuff left and right here today until 5 o'clock. And then tomorrow we're going to have lunch and ice cream like we normally do here at the open house.
It's all at the Aluminum Company today and tomorrow, 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
If I could have made more in my last year in college than I did in my rookie year and still have that real-world freedom without real-world responsibility by staying in college, I'd be a dangerous man. I would have stayed in college and I would be a dangerous man.
That's a blessing for me. I didn't.
Unsportsmanlike.
Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Celebrate 50 years of adventure at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Enjoy award-winning performances and European-inspired attractions. Feel the excitement of thrilling rides, like the all-new Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge. There's fun for the whole family. From conquering first rides to exploring immersive lands, there's always something worth celebrating. Only at the world's most beautiful theme park. Save up to 35% on tickets, fun cards, and memberships during our flash sale. Hurry, offer ends soon. Restrictions apply.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total Wireless, in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid in store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
Joint pain in your knees, shoulders, or lower back. It can stop you in your tracks. At DaVita Med Spa and Wellness, we offer a revolutionary course of treatment that can eliminate your joint pain and have you back to your old self in no time. Our regenerative therapies actually help repair damaged tissue to eliminate the pain without risky invasive surgery. If you suffer with joint pain and have been told your only options are medications, steroid injections, or surgery, DaVita Med Spa and Wellness offers non-surgical solutions using your body's own cells with minimal downtime and long-lasting results. Experience personalized, compassionate medical care at its best. Call our office now and see how you can get real, long-lasting relief from joint pain through regenerative medicine and the medical experts at DaVita Med Spa and Wellness, spelled DVIDA. Call 984-333-1313. That's 984-333-1313. 984-333-1313.
Springfest at Lowe's means can't miss savings for your home and lawn. Right now, buy 3 bags, get 3 free on Miracle-Gro 3/4 cubic foot all-purpose garden soil. Plus, buy 2, get 1 free on select exterior paint and stain via mail-in rebate. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/16, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. While supplies last, selection varies by location. See rebate form for complete list of eligible products. Offer excludes clearance and mistints and can't be combined with any other offer, promotion, discount, or coupon.
It's a big week in golf. Global Golf has everything you need to get ready for your next round. Browse all the top brands like Callaway, TaylorMade, Mizuno, Ping, and Titleist, plus expert help from our team of PGA Golf professionals for lessons and fittings. Global Golf has you covered with Carolina's largest selection of pre-owned clubs and the easiest way to trade in your current golf clubs. Visit Global Golf today and get ready to play. Located on 7320 ACC Boulevard, North Raleigh. Global Golf, home of the best deals in golf.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-383-7733. That's 800-383-7733.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Aho now to Jarvis. Jarvis, you'll get the Giants scores! Talk to me, Shorty. Another one for Seth Jarvis. His 5th shorthanded goal of the year.
Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We love a shorthanded goal this year for the Canes.
You know, Seth Jarvis needs one more to set the Canes record for shorties in a season.
It would be appropriate.
Right?
It would be, and we'll stay away from those. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, from live at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina out on Hamlin Road in Durham. We'll be here for the entirety of the show, so you can stop out, say hi, check out the doors, windows, sidings, roof, all of the offerings here from the Aluminum Company. But also tomorrow, from starting at 8 in the morning, they will once again have their spring open house going on, which includes on-site food truck, complimentary ice cream truck, complimentary food. There's going to be giveaways that range, from $500 on up to $2,500 in
a lot of money.
Gift cards you can win. They're also giving away 2,000 square feet of hardy plank siding. In addition to the information gathered, you have the opportunity to win some stuff. So we encourage you all to stop out here. If you can make it out quickly here today, we'd love to see you. If not, 8 to 4 tomorrow. It's all happening 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham.
Let me tell you how easy it is when you come out here. My girlfriend and I are looking to get a new roof possibly on the house. So talk to Sammy, talk to one of the sales reps, showed him a picture of the house, told him what we're looking for possibly. Already have a date set.
Look at
for
that.
an estimate. Already a date set for an estimate. It literally took like 15 minutes. Get to see all the different products and stuff that they have here as well. So if you're just thinking about it, just come talk to somebody, get a free estimate, all those kinds of things, and come eat food. It's free food. It's free food.
By the way, when we say get an estimate, free, no obligation estimate.
Yes, free, no obligation
You
estimate.
do not have to sign up for anything. You do not have to pay for anything. It is a free, no obligation estimate just to decide if it is something you'd like to pursue or not. That's what's going on here at the Aluminum Company. Going on every day about this time on the drive, we have something we call the Dean's List. Let's put class in session. There's the bell. This is where we highlight those in the college sports world making some progress, doing something that deserves a little bit of extra of a thumbs up. I have to give a shout out to my Delaware Blue Hens. On the Dean's List.
All right.
Since we last spoke, 2 former Blue Hens signed contracts in the NFL.
Oh, okay.
Joe Flacco.
Oh, gosh.
Joey Flax.
Come on.
The Flacco ends up back in Cleveland on a 1-year deal with the Browns. Shout out to Joey. Also, Troy Reeder, a linebacker, got a 1-year deal with the Rams. Just, we call it the NFL. Some people call it the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Not for Blue Hens. It's the NFL.
Oh, okay.
Another one. You see, this is good. Do you know what's going to be tough for the next 2-3 weeks?
What's that?
To be a prospect for the Canes not named Alexander Nikishin.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody talking about you.
Mm-mm.
But we will. Jaden Perrin or Perron, not sure how to pronounce it. He is a Canes prospect. He was a 3rd-round pick in the draft class of 2023.
Okay.
He has spent his first 2 years of college hockey at North Dakota. But I guess the transfer portal is also a thing in hockey.
Yeah.
He just committed to the University of Michigan.
Okay.
So different vibe, going to go develop under a different coach, expand his game, try to get ready for the Canes to make something out of him.
I guess you realize, you know what? It's not as fun here without Jackson Blake at North Dakota. Let me go somewhere else.
Perhaps. Literally, maybe.
Yeah.
Cool helmets they wear at Michigan.
Yeah, it looks like they're football helmets. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and Shout out to the Blue Hens. Last one here for the Dean's List. We didn't copy Michigan, by the way. We both copied Princeton. Different story. Last one on the Dean's List. Sanaya Rivers.
Yeah.
The former NC State women's basketball player. I was just scrolling through my social media, and there's some WNBA draft stuff going on, and everyone's trying to predict who's going to go where. And I just caught a quote from a GM in the WNBA, which made me immediately go, you know what? That's got to feel pretty good if you are an athlete trying to be a professional athlete, and GMs are saying this. So Jeff Pagliocca, the Chicago Sky GM, said NC State's Sanaya Rivers is, quote, maybe the best overall athlete in the draft.
Okay.
She's got a lot of length. She's proven she can guard multiple positions, which matters in our league. That's where your agent looks at you and just says, cha-ching. So congratulations. It's the draft is unpredictable, as we'll talk about with every draft. But if people are saying things like she might be the best overall athlete in the entire draft, that's good on you. So congratulations on that move.
Actually, I'm going to add a couple here to the Dean's List.
Oh, look at this.
Western Michigan men's hockey.
Frozen 2.
They'll go. Well, yeah. Well, now they're going into the championship, but they won their Frozen 4 game yesterday against Denver, double overtime.
Oh,
beating DU in double OT. They're going to face Boston University, which actually you can listen to that game right here on the Fan tomorrow night after Canes are done. We'll have the Frozen 4 championship for all hockey this weekend, folks.
There was when I grew up in Hawaii, there was a kid that transferred into our school for my freshman year.
Okay.
From Denver. He was an ice hockey player, I guess, in Denver, which is a tough spot to then move to Hawaii. Not a lot of rinks, not a lot of leagues.
Not a lot of ice.
But he wore the same Denver hockey, the college, the same sweatshirt every single day to school, and we called him Denver.
Okay, makes sense.
Shout out to Denver. Wherever you are, hopefully you're doing okay, bud. The only ice hockey player in Hawaii. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Let's go ahead and dismiss the Dean's List here, because we need to get you updated on what's going on at the Masters. Listen to 99.9 The Fan all weekend long for coverage of the Masters. Here's the current leaderboard presented by Trayburn Country Club, which is your escape right here in the Triangle, your golf escape right here in the Triangle. As we look at the updated leaderboard, I had to confirm it. I had to see it with my own eyes once again. Rory McIlroy is back up in the top 3, everybody.
Really?
The top 3 as it stands right now, all 3 of them are in the clubhouse, second round done for the day. There are still golfers on the course. Justin Rose leads everybody with 8 under through 2 days. Bryson DeChambeau in second, 7 under through 2 days, was 4 under on the course today. Rory McIlroy, 6 under on the tourney, 6 under on the day. He is in third, and I promise you he will get everybody worked up into a fever once again.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's what Rory does. So it was actually kind of interesting because yesterday we do these updates constantly here on 99.9 The Fan. Listen all weekend long for updates of the Masters presented by Trayburn. But when we signed off yesterday, Rory was looking good. I even said this was about as good a chance based on his first round that Rory could have to complete the Grand Slam. And I kid you not, got in the car, drove home, hung out, played with my son. I don't know what we did. Played a game for a little bit, checked back in, and he had double bogeyed 15, double bogeyed 17, and he was all the way out. I think he was in the 40s, and then the rankings, he was down to even par. And I went, darn. Maybe not this year. Did that whole dramatic thing about this is the year. It could be. Well, he came out today and played absolutely lights out. Eagled 13, ended up 6 under on the day, and he is in the top 3. I don't know if I should say it again. People that are superstitious will not like it. But he's already off the course for the day. So this is about as good of a chance as he could have
ruin his Friday now.
to go chase the green jacket, which would give him all 4 Grand Slams and everything else. When we're looking at players of note elsewhere, Scotty Scheffler at the moment is 1 under on the day. He is through 7. He's 5 under on the tournament, tied for 4th.
Okay.
Colin Morikawa getting back in the correct side of par, meaning the good side. He's 2 under on the day, 2 under on the tournament through 9. He's in the top 20. Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth, 1 under on the day, even on the tournament. They are through 7. Brooks Koepka, way back, 3 over on the day. He is in the clubhouse, plus 5. And Rahm, 1 under par on the day, 2 over. He's trying to make the cut. It is a hasn't been outside of DeChambeau a good day or a good week so far for the live golfers. Just keep you updated on what you need to be updated on. And I should have had this player in the Dean's list. Justin Hastings, San Diego State University is low amateur. So that's a big deal at the Masters as well if you can be the lowest amateur in the field. That is our Masters update brought to you by Treyburn Country Club, your golf escape right here in the area.
You know, this is the one thing about golf we talked about yesterday is that you can't win a tournament in the first round, but you can darn sure lose it in the first round. It's amazing how Rory McIlroy, 2 bad holes yesterday, 15 and 17. That's it. That's it. Completely erased what was otherwise a great day. But that's how thin the line is.
And we were talking about it off air not long ago with one of the people that were here checking out the spring open house at the aluminum company. Justin Rose. Justin Rose is leading the Masters right now. He was 3 shots clear of the entire field at what some would call one of the more difficult tournaments on planet Earth after the first day. Go look up Justin Rose shank, and it will show you a shot from last weekend where it's rare I can say this about a legit major winner PGA Tour. I could have done better. And I could do better lefty. Like it was that kind of a shank, and I'm not a lefty. But then he comes back the next week and absolutely lights Augusta National.
And the Canes play the Caps tonight.
Which I can tell you, as far as I am concerned, and I cover just about every aspect of the sport, college sports has its first holdout. It has its first player who is under contract. He has signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Tennessee. He simply wants more money from Tennessee and is threatening to hit the transfer portal and is holding out for more money. This one's going to be tough. I am lead activist for players' rights, as I like to call myself. I am always in favor of the players, right? I'm always in favor of doing what's best for you. Players, you are the ones with limited eligibility. You are the ones whose clock is ticking. Coaches can do this for 50 years. You have to take advantage of your opportunities, do what's best for you. And then somebody goes and does this, and I go, well, hold up. If they agreed to come with millions of dollars and you signed the deal, now there's a bit of accountability that needs to take place. And it is like, here's where I'm struggling. It is Nico's decision and whoever's advising him. And if he has an agent or whoever it is, and you should uphold your word, and there is elements of honor involved. But I also place a gigantic amount of blame on the NCAA and the rule makers. Because, I mean, let me paint this picture for you, right? Let's make it even more personal. Let's pick one of the schools in the triangle. UNC is throwing around quite a bit of money, right? They have a $10 million head football coach, Bill Belichick. They have $12.5 million on their assistant coaching staff and support staff. They have all of this NIL money. Let's say they went ahead and negotiated a deal to sign a quarterback, somebody like, I don't know, Max Johnson, who might be their starting quarterback if he's healthy, for $1 million. Okay, $1 million, 1-year deal this upcoming year. This is hypothetical. If Max Johnson learns that there is a $4 million offer out there on the table, some other team needs a quarterback, $4 million is available, and here's the kicker. What if Max Johnson is not hearing from the NFL as if he is a likely career player? How can you tell a young person not to go get an extra $3 million if the rules say he can? When, I mean, I don't know what it's like to even have $1 million, but I imagine 3 can significantly change your life. Right. And if the NFL, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is not sitting there, this is your only chance to cash in. If the rules allow it, I don't see how you can straight face expect players not to take it. Is it a little bit of, oh, you should be a man of your word and do what you promised? Yes, there is that. But I know quite a few people, kids, young adults of all kinds, that would be willing to go back on maybe their word if it meant getting their family an extra life-changing amount of money, right? Oh, man, I'll apologize for it after, but I got to do this for me. That's the tough part. The NCAA didn't put in the guardrails to make these situations impossible. If you allow multi-year deals, then if Nico Iamaleava wants to hold out, there might be a buyout involved, right? There might be fines that could be levied. There might be punishment. Or if you sign a 2-year deal, maybe it's if you transfer, you're not eligible to play during those 2 years, right? If you put in the proper guardrails, players can look out for them. Schools don't have to worry about being messed over, and they can still get paid and still make what they're worth. It's happening not just in football. It's happening in basketball too. Robert Wright, who played actually his first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament in Raleigh with Baylor, and it was actually linked a little bit to UNC as a transfer. According to the Field of 68, this is the timeline for Robert Wright. He played for Baylor, season ended, signed a deal for Baylor to pay him over $1 million to return to Baylor. He signed it. Everybody thought he was staying. Couple weeks later, BYU comes in. He is now going to BYU for a little over $3 million. There's no way that Baylor can enforce or punish him for signing the deal. And they're
left without one of their top players.
And they're left without one of their top players who they had signed, so they probably didn't even get in the mix for maybe a transfer that they want. And there's still plenty of time. The dead period actually just ended, and then go find a point guard. But it's still they wanted Robert Wright, and they had him. It's the guardrails, the rules need to be put in place to make sure that everyone in a business transaction is taken care of and protected for their investment. The NCAA has been wildly, wildly short-sighted with everything they've done as NIL and transfer portal and pay for play and revenue share have been entered in. And because of that, there are gaping loopholes that players are going to walk through, even if they feel a little icky about it. Even if it's like, man, I shook coach's hand, I looked him in the eye, I said I was going to stay. But $3 million is a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The difference between what Robert Wright signed for at Baylor and what Robert Wright signed for at BYU a couple weeks later, $2.5 million at least. If he gets injured, if the NBA doesn't come calling, that's life-changing money. That's start a business money. That's, with the deals around here, it's a lot of windows and roofs here that you can fund and still have a ton of money left over here at the Aluminum Company, where we are broadcasting for the Spring Open House. It's a really tough situation to put players in, where there's no rules stopping them from doing the dishonorable thing to get life-changing money. It's really tough.
And here's something to keep in mind as well. The NCAA does not want to classify these kids as employees. So guess what? If you don't have an employee contract, you can't enforce any of this.
Yep.
If you want to have this type of enforcement, you're going to have collective bargaining. You're going to have these kids classified as employees, which is what the NCAA does not want. That's why they keep trying to go through all these workarounds to make sure these people are not classified as employees. Simple as that, because otherwise you have contracts directly with the schools, then there can be enforceable buyouts, all that kind of stuff. They don't want to deal with that mess because they don't want them to be labeled as employees. Plain and simple. They're trying to protect their antitrust stuff with Congress. That's why they've spent millions of dollars lobbying on Capitol Hill to make sure that these kids do not get classified as employees. Simple as that.
And Dennis is right. You can easily trace the thought process of the NCAA. It's just you're ending up at a place where what's happening is going to keep happening if you don't fix it. It's a lot of money is being spent, a lot of money on the table. Money changes everything. It just does. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We do have coming up, by the way, our 10K playoff payout, where you can have a chance if you are caller number 9. You're pointing at yourself?
Oh, I guess I'm first before we get into that.
If you're caller number 9, we'll open up the phone lines here in a second. You can have your chance at the 10K playoff payout, where you can win Canes playoff tickets. You can win $10,000, all thanks to your Carolina Ford dealers. But before we open up the phone lines and give you a few more details, here's Dennis Cox.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Law Tigers. I thought about taking the motorcycle out here today, out here to where we are at the aluminum company. But guess what? I was like, you know what? Bad weather, and also I have a bunch of equipment I got to carry. But you know what? I was driving over here. I thought, you know what? This weekend, it's going to be a perfect opportunity to get on the bike, go for a ride. And make sure you are protected even before you get on the motorcycle. Make sure your bike is in proper working order. Make sure you have the proper gear. Just for the slide, not for the ride. Always make sure you're protected out there on the road. But if you are injured in a motorcycle accident, make sure you contact Law Tiger first at 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, even before you contact your insurance company. Insurance companies want to pay you the least amount possible. Law Tigers, they're riders too. They know what your bike is worth. They know what your gear is worth. They know what you're going through after you've been in an accident. That's why your case evaluation with Law Tigers is always free. And Law Tigers, they do not get paid until your case settles. So if you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, again, before you contact your insurance company. Law Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle injury lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. By the way, we're going to talk about an opportunity for you to win Canes playoff tickets, for you to participate in an event with us at Invisalign Arena, which obviously Canes players are around and about quite a bit. Alexander Nikishin coming to the Carolina Hurricanes. How long have we been talking about this?
2 years.
It's been at least that.
It's been about at least a year.
Where he has been kind of the number one object of fantasy for Canes fans. And once he shows up, and he's already the best defenseman not already in the NHL, once he shows up, well, over the last 48 hours roughly, because his KHL season with SKA St. Petersburg came to a close. Last 48 hours, it's really ramped up. As of today, he has signed his contract with the Canes. He has been released from his agreement with SKA St. Petersburg, and that means the only hurdle that the Canes have to get over is the like real life stuff, right? How do you get into a country on a work visa in very, very short order? How do you go through from Russia to the United States when those countries don't exactly handle immigration exceptionally well right now? As a pair, do you have to go to somewhere else and then into the United States? The Canes are working on all of that, but the hockey contract side of things has been handled. Alexander Nikishin, a third-round pick from a handful of years back, who has developed into one of the most exciting prospects in all of hockey, is on the way. And also, the Skinner trade. He's a part of it. Pyotr Kochekhov's a part of it. You got some Reimers was also a part of it. The trade that everybody was kind of upset about there, it's now starting to pay some dividends because those picks are turning into players that are going to be contributing to the Canes. So it is a good reminder anytime a trade takes place where maybe one of your favorite players or something is sent away to go, well, let's revisit this in a couple years and see if we still are upset about it, because obviously what Skinner meant to the Canes was quite important, but it's pretty fun to get Alexander Nikishin coming over here now as well.
Yeah.
And Pyotr Kochetkov has been a solid number 2 goalie. There's a lot of levels there. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Let's open up the phone lines. Max will be taking the calls. We need caller number 9 at 919-860-5326. And caller number 9 will have a chance to qualify themselves for our 10K playoff payout, where you'll have a chance to find the golden puck for Canes playoff tickets, and you can take your ultimate slap shot at $10,000. All thanks to our Carolina Ford dealers. Call them today. Again, the number to call, 919-860-5326. We qualify the next contestant for the 10K playoff payout coming up next.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and do you have a late-night craving for in-depth analysis on the Carolina Hurricanes and their latest game, their latest win, their pursuit of the Stanley Cup? Well, I can quench your thirst. I can feed that appetite on the Canes Corner podcast, the morning after edition, which drops the morning after every Hurricanes game. Get it wherever you get your podcast. Brought to you by the Aluminum Company of North Carolina.
Heineken Silver is a world-class light beer with only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. It keeps things light and refreshing all year round. It's like rain showing up to cool things off and then politely leaving. It's like cracking open a window and nailing the cross breeze. So, as we move into the warmer weather, grab a crisp and refreshing Heineken Silver and taste the difference. Only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. Available at your local Heineken retailer or for delivery at Heineken.com/silver now. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
The North Carolina Courage, the Triangle's Division I professional women's soccer team, is letting the dogs out at First Horizon Stadium in Cary. Watch the Courage play Bay FC on April 19th for Scooby-Doo and Pups at the Pitch, presented by Veterinary Emergency Group. Get match tickets at nccourage.com.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Hey, which way is your waiting room?
Oh, you can stay in your car. It only takes 10 minutes.
I can stay in? Get out. I better find a good playlist to listen to while I wait. EDM? Nah. Oh, what about something classical? Nah. You got any suggestions?
Dad rock?
Now you speaking my language.
Take 5. The stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
Is going to your local bar the worst part of your day? The bartender ignores you, mediocre food, warm beer? Then why go there? Take 5 minutes and drop in at Sharky's, where they'll give you a free evaluation and you can learn about all the bars that you shouldn't go to. Sharky's has helped thousands find the right bar to hang at. What are you waiting for? Sharky's evaluation could be the cure to the worst part of your day. Change your bar, change your life. Sharky's, 5800 Durley Road by the Shell Station.
It's time for the Coastal Scholar Athlete of the Month.
Hello, Creighton Blackwell here with Coastal Credit Union 99.9 The Fan, and we're here to celebrate yet another Scholar Athlete. This month, we're at Middle Creek High School, where we celebrate our newest Scholar Athlete of the Month, Kristen Norton.
My parents have always been there for me, and then my teammates, they really helped me with the mental part of it. So they really helped bring me up when I make mistakes or something and just keep me grounded.
She's just a great person. She's a great leader by example and also vocally.
She's just that type of person. It doesn't matter what the situation is, anything that can help the team. She's a great young lady.
It's amazing to have on the team. She's a really good role model and a leader on the team.
She's always first to step in and try something new to help the team.
1, 2, 3, Mustang!
What does winning this award mean to you?
It just means that all my hard work has really shown. Some days I'm what have I done? What have I accomplished? But getting this was people have actually seen my improvements and my accomplishments. So it's good. It's really good. Yeah.
Congratulations, Kristen.
For over 20 years, 99.9 The Fan and Coastal Credit Union have been recognizing scholar athletes at Triangle area schools. If you'd like to nominate a high school athlete, text AWARD to 919-860-5326. That's AWARD to 919-860-5326.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Today is a WRAL weather alert day. Isolated showers and thunderstorms through the afternoon. A few of those could produce some wind damage and hail. Temperature around 60 degrees for the high. 47 tonight, and Saturday is cool. Temperatures only in the upper 50s, and skies remain cloudy.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 619 points to 40,212.
Let's move the chains. Time for Football at 4.
Well, actually, before we move the chains, we're going to call a little timeout here on Football at 4 because we need to hopefully qualify Sam and Garner from the, I should say, the 10K playoff payout, our annual competition where we take a few of our listeners. We head over to the Invisalign Arena coming up next week, and we give them a chance to win a few different ways. If they find the golden puck, they'll get Canes tickets, playoff tickets we're talking about, or they can take their ultimate slap shot at $10,000. Need to say it like that for emphasis. We have Sam and Gardner hoping to become the final contestant added to our pool of contestants for the 10K playoff payout. Sam and Gardner, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. The only thing left is you have to answer one simple question. I'm not trying to trick you. Just answer it as correctly as you can. And if you get it right, you will be an official contestant. The question is, have the Carolina Hurricanes won a Stanley Cup in their history?
They absolutely have.
That is the answer we were looking for.
Let's go.
Sam, congratulations.
Let's
you
go.
are our fifth and final contestant for the 10K playoff payout.
Sweet.
Nailed it.
That is, I have to be honest, I was hoping for just to hear yes, right? Because I wanted you to be correct when you threw absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's not a why. What is he? What is this? What is it? And then you brought it home. You are correct. Congratulations. Stay on the line. Max, who's back at the studio, has to grab some info from you, but you've done your part. You are part of the 10K playoff payout.
Perfect. Sounds good.
All right. Congratulations. For everybody else, we have now qualified all of our contestants for the 10K playoff payout. Pay attention next week. We'll do some things on social media. We'll show you. We'll pass along the stories and everything of the 10K playoff payout because it is truly one of my favorite events that we do as a station, and I look forward to it every year. So I want you all to be a part of it. I'm sure we'll be live streaming and doing some cool stuff around it. 10K playoff payout next week in Invisalign Arena.
By the way, we have had someone win before.
Yeah.
We have.
That was before I got here, so I feel really left out. So,
I was there. It was great.
So if someone else could do it and win this year, that way I could have the memory along with everybody else. Not to make this about me, but to make this all about me. You would get the $10,000. I would get the memories.
Well, the plan is next playoff series after we beat the Devils, doing it again.
Ooh.
Then. Again, when we get to the Eastern Conference, I'm just like, that's the plan.
All right, I'm learning plans just along with everybody else. I'm looking forward to it.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, that's
Max. Cut this.
Yeah, we'll put the proper disclaimers. Allegedly, right? That you can no longer sue me. I said allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right, now let's go ahead and fire up Football at 4 here on the drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. And do you know what's actually frustrating? Do you know what this is? Obviously, we're going to get into Football at 4, but I just want to say this out loud. We've done multiple segments of college sports here today, right? And the NCAA tournament just finished up. Spring ball is going on. We've done multiple. We're in the mecca of college sports, as I consider it, right here in the Triangle in North Carolina. We've done multiple college sports segments, and do you know what has been the center point of all of them? And I didn't even notice this till we're doing it on air because obviously I don't plan it all chronologically like a whole show. Money. Money has been at the center of all of them.
Imagine that.
And I do not like that. By the way, I think players should get paid. Okay, I just do. I understand that if you fill a stadium to watch you do something, you deserve part of that profit, and that's exactly what happens. I just want to get it to a point where I don't know if it's normalized. I don't know if it's regulated. I don't know what the secret sauce is. But I want to get to a point where players are being compensated the way they should, and teams are making money, and coaches are not tormented by it, and we can get back to talking about the sports. So somehow we do it in professional sports. We need to do it with college as well, because right now what we're going to talk about is UNC, meaning North Carolina, their football team, their football program, revealed or released. Some reporters were able to get their hands on the salaries for the assistant coaches and their front office, which is a big deal because when Bill Belichick shows up at your program, he's bringing friends, right? He's bringing former NFL assistant coaches. He's bringing a former NFL front office executive as his GM. He's bringing names, and more than one of which his name, right? Because his defensive coordinator is his son. So a couple Belichick's. But the total for salaries for the assistant coaches and front office comes in at $12.5 million, give or take like $100,000. It's in there. It's 12.49 something. 12.5 million is what we'll call it for the assistant coaches and support staff. We already know that every year on a 5-year, $50 million deal, Bill Belichick is making $10 million. We also know as part of the agreement, it came with around $13 million in pledged revenue share NIL money for the program. I am not a math genius. And when I do on-air math, oftentimes it ends up horrendous. But 12.5 plus 10 is 22.5. Plus another 10, right, for the 10 million in NIL, that's 13, but I'm adding 10 just to make the math easier, becomes 32.5. Then you add that last 3, you're looking at $35.5 million for the UNC football team per year. That's what we know of. That's it could be more than that. It is at least that, right? And that's not including marketing. That's not including so many other salaries that go into it. So you're looking at a gigantic amount of money. And there's a saying. What is that? What's the Dennis? I know you're my superhero guy.
Yeah.
What's the responsibility saying from Spider-Man?
With great power comes great responsibility.
I've been co-opting that for professional sports for a long time, which is with great money comes great responsibility.
Fair.
Which means in the professional sports world, like once you get that record-breaking contract, like bad games we're more critical of them now, right? If you're on a rookie contract, you have a bad game. It's like, well, it's a rookie contract guy. He's young. He'll learn. If you're making $50 million a year, $50 million a year, $60 million a year, bad games come with more criticism. UNC, when they were paying, and this is crazy, Mac Brown only $5 million a year.
Only.
When their NIL budget wasn't nearly what it is, when their assistant coaching pool isn't nearly what it is, then a season where you win 7 or 8 games, you're bowl eligible, you're never really competitive, is much more tolerable than if you're throwing 35, 40, $45 million at a team. It's like, if I'm giving you all this money, I want to see results. And that is pressure on everybody, top to bottom. If you're a player cashing checks, if you're a coach cashing checks, it's with great money comes great responsibility. And maybe for the first time, UNC compared to other schools of their peers at their same level, their football team has great money and great responsibility. There's a lot riding on this season for the Tar Heels.
And people want results.
Yes.
If you're going to put that much money into something, you expect results. Hey, if I'm going to pay more, I expect to get more. I don't want no 7 and 5s, no 8 and 4s. I paid you less and still got 7 and 5 and 8 and 4. I'm paying you more for 11.
And by the way, like that logic works in everything in life.
Sure, absolutely.
This isn't true here, but I'll use it as an example. We're at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. There's spring open house. We're going to be broadcasting here for the entirety of the show. There's complimentary food. There's a great food truck out back. Burgers, fries, fancy burgers. There's an ice cream truck. Like they're hooking it up. Fries were delicious, by the way. If you come out, get the fries.
Absolutely.
Burger also very good, but the fries hit the spot for me. If the food stunk, and it doesn't, it's complimentary. I would eat it with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
However, if I go to like some fancy restaurant and I pay $50 for a plate, and if the food stinks, I'm going to be heated, right? It's if the bigger the investment, the more upset I'll be if the product doesn't live up to the hype. So UNC, I mean, you're the fancy restaurant in this analogy. Like you're getting all the money, you better get all the results. I want some filet mignon. I want something fancy. I want a crab cake on top.
No smudges on my plate.
Yeah, I want the bear. For those of you that have watched the bear, I want Carmi cooking the meal. That's so much money. So much money. That's basically what that entire segment was about. UNC football, so much money. I wonder if Hubert's okay with all this money going to football. But that's a different question for a different day.
Yeah.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. As we mentioned, we are live from the Aluminum Company's annual Spring Open House, which takes place today and tomorrow. Okay, so if you can make it out here to say hi before the end of the show, we'd love to see you. But if you want to enjoy the on-site food truck we were just talking about, get a free no-obligation estimate on windows, doors, roofs, gutters, siding, so many different ways to improve your house. You can make it out here tomorrow as well. Free, no-obligation estimate. And even if you can't make it out to 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham, give them a call. They, with pictures, right, technology, you can send them. You might be able to get your no obligation estimate that way, and you may be eligible for special financing as well. It's all at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina here at 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham. For the second straight day, I did not take a maximum value out of my ladder challenge, but a winner is a winner. I'm going to try not to complain today as much as I did yesterday. And Canes have 4 games before the postseason. What do you want to see from those 4 games? Stick around. We're here at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina's Spring Open House with the owner, Sammy Hanna. Sammy, we've been telling people about these free, no-obligation estimates they can get. What information do they need to bring if they're coming to the Spring Open House hoping for an estimate?
It's always good if you got photos of your houses, you want to kind of get an idea of what you need at your home, and then we can kind of steer you in the right direction in terms of product. We know what to show you if you're looking to do some exterior siding on your home. We can show you the options between vinyl, hardy. If you're looking at roofing, we can show you the differences between all the roofing products, metal roofing products, shingle roofing product, and then anything from the windows, the doors, the gutters, gutter helmets. We've got a multitude of products just to educate our homeowners on. So it's just a great time to come out and learn about home improvements.
And there's giveaways, $500 up to $2,500. Get that right. Also giving away 2,000 square feet of hardy plank siding. It's all happening at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina Spring Open House, Friday and Saturday, 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham.
Golf's first major will be found on 99.9 The Fan. Listen all week long as we cover golf's lasting tradition, the Masters. Find out if Scotty Scheffler can run it back at Augusta or if a new champion emerges. Depend on us for constant leaderboard updates and every big moment through the presentation of the Champion's Jacket. Coverage of the Masters on 99.9 The Fan is teed up by Treyburn Country Club, the Triangle's golf escape.
John is in a hot tub on his vacation. He earned 20,000 points by spending $2,000 with his Navy Federal Credit Union More Rewards card. To be clear, you don't have to vacation in a hot tub to redeem this offer. But John did, because the bubbles make him happy. Right now, you can earn 20,000 points when you spend $2,000 in the first 90 days. Offer ends January 1st, 2026. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Visit NavyFederal.org for details.
Now in Sanford, the Chatley Marine Boat Show and Sale featuring Yamaha Wave Runners with giant indoor showrooms and an on-site test lake. Chatley's the choice for your next Yamaha Wave Runner. Find a large selection of Yamaha VX, FX, GP, and Wave Blaster models. With special financing, huge discounts, and immediate delivery available, now is the time to get your new Yamaha Wave Runner at the best price. Hurry on in to the Chatley Marine Boat Show and Sale going on now in Sanford. ChatleyBoats.com.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina. T&Cs apply.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to VaxAssist.com and schedule today. That's VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Struggling to get the sleep treatment you need? I'm Megan Gigling, General Manager of Parkway Sleep Health Centers. You shouldn't have to wait for better sleep. Our streamlined process provides for sleep studies, CPAP machines, and supplies, without the long delays you'll find at other sleep centers. At Parkway Sleep, we'll help you get good rest faster, and with the care you deserve.
With over 20 years of experience, join countless satisfied customers who have discovered the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit us today at parkwaysleep.com. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
McMichael coming in, drags to the back end. Mr. Anderson makes the save, kicking out the left pad. Oh, huge save on McMichael there, 4 minutes into this period.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. We are here at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina, broadcasting the Drive for the Friday edition of our show. The spring open house for the Aluminum Company today and tomorrow. You should come out. Complimentary food, great deals, and great information on how you can improve your house, windows, doors, siding, roofing, really anything for the exterior of your house. They are experts here at the Aluminum Company. It is also, at this moment, time for me to be bitter about another winning bet in the ladder challenge. All right. So I'm just going to get this off my chest so we can move on.
Okay.
I did a whole rant yesterday about how when I say things offhand, I need to bet on them during the ladder challenge because
you did say that yesterday.
Yeah, and then I didn't do it and it got burnt again.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards was my pick last night. 30 or more points plus rebounds plus assists versus Memphis. This coming after the day before, Luka Doncic, 40 points plus rebounds plus assists. 40 or more was my pick. And he had 45 points scored, so he didn't even need rebounds or assists. Yesterday, I picked Anthony Edwards, 30 or more points, rebounds, assists combined. He had 44 points entering the fourth quarter.
Huh.
He had 44 points in 3 quarters. I needed him in the game to have 30 or more points plus rebounds plus assists. And I even said things like, I think I'll have 6 or 7 threes, and that'll get him most of the way there in points alone. He had 7 threes in the first 3 quarters, which is exactly what I said he would do. I just didn't bet on any of these more bold takes. I only bet on the ladder challenge. So I made about $2 on it when I should have made significantly more. I'm not losing money. It's not enough to cry. No pity, no sympathy. But, man, that was frustrating that I did it 2 days in a row. I'm starting to think, this is just me now talking about the NBA. I'm starting to think that the really best, like the top scorers in the NBA, almost choose when they have big games. You look for you look for narratives as to why like today will be a day they get up for it, and they just go and light it up. Right? Anthony Edwards, John Morant, they're paired together a bunch. They're playing each other. I'm like, Anthony Edwards is going to want to win that matchup. What does he do? 44 points through 3 quarters. Luka Doncic is playing against his old team, Dallas. I'm like, you know what? He's going to want to show them what they're missing. Guess what? 45 points and dominant. So I guess if you're betting on the NBA, just go 100% narrative bet and you'll be A-okay. Dennis, how did it go for you yesterday?
Yesterday went well for me. I had a combined over 3.5 goals between the Anaheim Ducks and LA Kings. And the funny thing is, I said the Kings could probably get over 3.5 goals on their own. They scored 6.
There it is.
So I probably should have gone with that yesterday. I also should have gone with, I had Logan Stankoven first goal scorer yesterday for the Carolina Hurricanes. Wish I made that bet.
You could have.
I could have, and I didn't. I should have. That would have paid out well. But I dig it up to $12.91 is where I currently stand.
Did anybody have Tom Wilson to score a goal for the Canes?
And for Washington?
And for Washington. I don't want to talk about that one.
Well, yeah.
That one's not as fun. The one where he decided to throw his own goalie and the puck into the net was more fun for me.
I'm going to hit this guy into our goalie with the puck there so they score.
When the Caps are already thin at goalie. It's a a lot of smarts. It's a lot of intelligence being shown.
Imagine that.
But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the ladder challenge. Dennis, what is your pick for tonight?
So I have Nikita Kucherov for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They are playing the Detroit Red Wings. I need Kucherov 2+ shots on goal. It's a -650. So my $12.91 will turn into $14.89.
I am going with Connor McDavid 1 or more points versus San Jose.
Yeah.
15 of 16 games since the
Yeah.
Four Nations face-off, he's had at least 1 point. 14 straight coming into tonight, he's had at least 1 point. Edmonton hasn't clinched a playoff berth yet, although they are in the 3rd spot in the Pacific, so it's likely, but they want to go check that off. They want to go make that right. And it's San Jose.
San Jose stinks. I mean, they got a couple of good young studs like Will Smith, Macklin Celebrini. They have some really good young players, but
it's San
overall,
Jose.
they're San Jose.
And it's Connor McDavid. So that's -600. If that hits, my $13.29 will turn into $15.50, and we'll continue rolling it over on Monday. Tune into Monday's show to revisit, and when we'll go from there.
I looked at the game at that game as possibly this for ladder challenge.
Mm-hmm.
The Edmonton Oilers +1.5 was a -1150. I couldn't even do the Oilers +1.5 because it was a -1150. I was like, y'all, for real.
I mean, it's startling to hear the actual odds, but I get it.
Yeah, but I'm like,
it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know what? There's a reason I was looking there. All right, let's go ahead and jump into some Canes talk. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That's it for the ladder challenge. Here's the way I'm looking at last night's game for the Canes, okay? How you view last night's game for the Canes says more about you than the Canes. It's the oldest, there's 2 types of people in this world. People that look at this, the glass of water as half full or half empty. Like, are you an optimist or are you a pessimist?
Mm-hmm.
If you looked at last night and the game for the Canes against the Caps, I think you almost can convince yourself that you saw good things or bad things. Like, they were both there.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
The first period, third period, you focus there. Things are pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
The fight back, right? The clawing, there was more emotion than we've seen from the last couple of games. It was a more real game.
Strong start.
Strong start, strong finish.
Really strong start.
If you're an optimist, there's plenty there. If you're a pessimist, there's plenty. There's the second period.
Mm-hmm.
There's the fact that you didn't win. There's some of the penalties taken. There's some of the turnovers taken. There's some of the decision making. Even you could zoom in all the way in on Freddie Anderson. Freddie Anderson made some hey, guys in front of me made dumb plays and I bailed them out saves. And then there were a few where I'm going Freddie was a little out of position there. Didn't exactly know where the puck was. A little skittish. And it's more, if you walked away from, and oh, by the way, they did get the point necessary to clinch home ice for the first round, which if you're an optimist, you're going to focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't win the game, didn't get 2 points. If you're a pessimist, you'll focus on that. It's in the eye of the beholder as much as anything else watching last night's game. I'll even go take one step further. Jaden Chatfield's fight, right? A pessimist, he kind of got worked, right? He took the brunt of it, and I don't think anyone's given him the win on TKO.
No.
But
he showed up.
But an optimist is that he knew he had to answer the bell. He didn't whine or complain. He didn't take a dive early just to get it over with. He stood up. He took his hits. He wore it like he had to, and then he moved on with honor and grace.
Yep.
There's 2 ways to look at everything that happened last night, and not even to mention Alexander Nikishin late at night ends up signing with the Canes. So it's who cares about the game? Optimists are focused on that.
Yeah, and optimists can say, well, when we needed our top guys to get us a goal late to tie the game, who was there? It was Jarvis on the defensive end, and then off a beautiful pass from Aho there to finish it as well. So the top guys were there when you needed it. You saw some of the depth guys, Martinook, Stankoven also getting a goal as well. So you had those contributions from all those guys.
And by the way, that Jarvis play needs to be highlighted.
Oh gosh, absolutely.
Ovechkin for the empty netter, going for the empty netter, and he plucks it out of thin air like baseball catches it with his bat. Like I don't even know what there's a bunt, which is just unbelievable hand-eye coordination and talent for Jarvis. Immediately switches the brain onto the attack. Aho sets him up perfectly. Jarvis scores the goal that ends up being the equalizer. It's just that's top guy being a top guy.
That's definition of like what Rob Brittamore says, 200-foot play. Like that is the pure definition. Didn't give up on it. He easily could have just like, empty netter, there it goes. But he didn't. And guess what? Canes had a chance to win because of it. And they got to a shootout. Shootout is a crapshoot in and of itself. It's a skills competition.
And I want to talk about that in a second. Isn't that the ultimate like Seth Jarvis little brother energy though?
Mm-hmm.
Rod Brindamore saying like, you need to be a two-way hockey player. You need to play the entire ice. And he's like, okay, I'll do it in 20 seconds.
Got it,
like,
coach.
I did the whole thing in 20 seconds.
You mean this?
Yeah. And it worked out obviously well enough to get the point for the Canes. The shootout. You brought it up. So let's have that talk.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. And I hate when people say that as if you weren't being honest before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be blunt.
Okay.
I do not care if the Canes are good at shootouts or not.
I don't care either.
I don't care.
Don't care.
I'm not going to overanalyze any of it. I don't care if Rod wants to send Pyotr Kochetkov out there to take the shot in a shootout.
That'd be awesome.
It would be hilarious. It would be pure entertainment. But Sean Walker took the third shot.
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis didn't take any of them, and the uproar about that surprised me because you're not going to decide that. Like, that's postseason irrelevant, right? It's the difference. 1 point. I know 1 point isn't anything, but if you're spending 3 points over a season, they're 0-3. It's cost them 3 points over a season. If you are spending time getting good at that, you are taking time away from things that could win you 17 points, right? Like, take whatever you're going to work on the shootout and work on power play, and you're gonna see, like, you have to think return on investment, right? If you are too worried about getting your shootout game done right, the return on investment isn't as good as what you could do spending that time elsewhere. If Rod Brindamore said, Sean Walker has been good in practice with the shootout, so we gave him a chance, fantastic. That is more explanation than I needed. Would I like them to win the shootouts? Sure. Are they fun and kind of exciting? Absolutely. I could not care less if you're best in the league or worst in the league at shootouts.
I mean, Washington didn't even use the all-time goal scorer, Alex Ovechkin, in the shootout.
It's
Alex Ovechkin didn't even go. It's like, okay, so what are we complaining about here? Again, the point at that point, the point didn't matter because all right, we got to overtime. We got the 1 point in the standings that we needed to make sure we had home ice advantage against the New Jersey Devils. A shootout is literally, it's a skills competition. You won't see it in the postseason. Doesn't matter.
I just don't care.
It'd be different if, like, hey, we're holding on for like the second wild card spot and we need every point that we can get. That's a different story. But the Canes weren't in that role. They weren't in that position. And guess what? You also sent Jackson Blake out there, one of your top scorers. You sent Andrei Svechnikov out there, one of your top scorers. Did either of those guys get the job done? No. I mean, Svech completely missed the net.
But like, part of me does want to respond. Part of me does want to go, have you seen Seth Jarvis's shootout numbers over his career? He's a great goal scorer. He's not a good shootout guy.
It's different.
Like Sebastian Aho, it's just not his bag. It's not his thing. But now I'm mad at myself for going this far into the defense when it's something that I genuinely, again, outside of I'd like them to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. My list of priorities after that game is a mile long. There's 4 more games. Let's jump into this conversation. There's 4 more games in the regular season for the Canes. The list of things that I want to see is extensive. Shootout's not going to be on them, right? So I'm not worried about it. If you are, I suggest, taking a long walk. If you're into some kind of yoga or workout situation, go get your mind off things. Walk the dog because you're stressing out over things that should not be stressing you out. If you wanted to talk about play in net, Okay, we can stress now. We can stress.
We can have that convo.
We're getting there because they've simply, and not just play in net, goals allowed, right? Because it's also the play in front of the guys in net, and there's, I mean, we even saw Jacob Slavin, who I think we take for granted is just not going to make bad decisions. He was a little uncharacteristically strange with his decision making and bringing it into trouble and doing some kind of like just not slaving plays, which put Freddie in a tough position, and Freddie bailed him out sometimes. He couldn't sometimes. We know what Pyotr Kochetkov is struggling with during his spots in the rotation. If you wanted to talk goalies, we can talk goalies. If you wanted to talk maybe some of the ways Brent Burns has looked in the turnovers, sure, we can talk that. Don't bring shootout to my attention. Canes have 4 games left. I have them here in front of me. At home versus the Rangers and Maple Leafs this weekend, back-to-back Saturday, Sunday, and then on the road at Montreal and Ottawa to end the season. I'm throwing this out there. 4 games of what I lovingly refer to as side quests, right? 4 games of, there's a main mission, don't get me wrong, winning, but there are also side quests. And this is what I mean by that. I want to be extra clear on this because I made the mistake on social media last night of assuming that sarcasm could be read.
Oh no, it can't be.
When Tom Wilson scored his goal, right? And I'm gonna just say it. I don't like the guy. He's not my favorite athlete. I don't have to like everybody on every team. I tried to jokingly discredit his goal by saying the Canes already have their first round matchup locked in. That goal doesn't matter. And there was quite a bit of, well, actually, the Canes playing lethargically for 4 straight games does matter. And actually, you want to be peaking going into the postseason. And I had to hit him with the sorry. I remember sarcasm can't be read through text. I was making a joke trying just to discredit Tom Wilson's goal. I always want the Canes to win. I like, if you are somebody that is judging the likelihood that a team is going to have the postseason success, you always want them to be playing their best hockey going into the postseason. Like, that is always the case. So when we are having conversations about the context, it is always under the umbrella of a win is a win is a win is a win, right? Dom Toretto from the first Fast and the Furious. It doesn't matter if it's by an inch or a mile, winning's winning.
Yep.
Like, I'm always under that. So main quest for the next 4 games, play well enough to win, like look good, score goals, stop goals, all of that. But to be more specific, right? It's like a video game, right? There's the main goal of beating the video game, but you know that tree has a light on it. And I should go talk to that tree, and the tree sends you on a side quest to get whatever, a special power. Side quests, and this one is tough to explain. I think the goalies need confidence, right? Pitchers, goalies, quarterbacks in some cases, they're confidence positions. And you can have the same physical skill set. You could have the same vision, the same all of that. If you're just slightly more confident, you play better. And I'm starting to see Freddie wane a little bit. Pyotr, since that 7 goals allowed game in LA, whatever that is, 5 starts ago, I think the confidence has been completely rattled. I don't know if there's an artificial way to do it. You got to get these guys being more confident in themselves, because you need their best version. Even if Pyotr gets 1 start in the postseason, you need his best version there. And if Freddie gets the rest, you need his best version. The side quest is find a way to get those guys more confident.
And they're each going to get 2 more games, because you have a back-to-back tomorrow and Sunday. You have a back-to-back on Wednesday, Thursday next week. So each of these guys are going to get 2 more games. And both those guys, like you said, have to be confident in themselves. We've seen them at their peak are great.
Very much so.
And guess what? Sometimes it only takes 1 game to rediscover that. Hey, I got it. I'm good. I'm good. I got it back. Let's go.
I'll even zoom in on that even more. Sometimes it's 1 shot.
Yeah.
Sometimes it literally is just, I saw it perfectly. And by the way, I've never played hockey goalie, so I'm not speaking from experience here. I'm speaking from observation. Sometimes the guy just makes a great save, right? He's helicoptering his legs and he times it perfectly, and and that just snaps him into it. And then he doesn't allow a goal for 3 games, and he's standing on his head, and everybody's getting really excited about it. Another side quest, power play. Get going. There's too many opportunities where there's like high leverage chances being created in a power play, and for whatever reason they aren't finishing with the goal enough. And that's something that in the postseason you just can't afford. If you're creating a great chance, you have to take advantage of it, because those chances will become more and more and more rare.
It was kind of disappointing that Stankoven's goal yesterday was an even strength goal, because I think the skate for the Washington player literally just touched the ice when that puck across the goal line. So it technically wasn't a power play goal, but it really was.
I called it a power play goal.
It basically is.
But also earlier in that very power play, Seth Jarvis, the goalie, didn't even know where the puck was.
Yeah.
And Seth Jarvis had a fat part of the goal available to him. It was seriously a situation that I think Seth Jarvis scores the goal like 97 out of 100 times, and he rang the post.
Yep.
And it's just one of those, like, when those opportunities present themselves, you have to take advantage of them, because you just don't get them that often in playoff hockey. They're not in playoff hockey now, so 30 seconds later, Stankoven can score. But it's needs to get rolling, is what I'm saying. And then, figure out what Nikishin's doing. Like, as a side quest, is he going to play in either of those games in Canada? Can he play in either of those games in Canada? Where does he fit in? Who's the odd man out on the defensive pairings? There's a lot of questions that are exciting to have to answer, but you have to answer them.
I think the bigger picture of that is figuring out your lineup. And I think part of that is when Kotkaniemi comes back, when Carrier comes back, everything's going to have a trickle-down effect to it. So, for example, Jack Roslovic playing center right now. Roslovic's played a lot of center in his NHL career, but for the Canes, best fit to be playing on the wing. But he's being thrust into that position. That was also part of the reason why they brought him in case they needed another guy as a last resort playing there. Tyson Jost, as soon as whomever, Carrier and or Kotkaniemi back in, he's going to be the first guy out. But if Carrier and Kotkaniemi come back into the lineup, they got to figure out who's the other guy that's coming out amongst the forwards right now. It might be Roslovic.
Mm-hmm.
It very well could be Roslovic. Might be the guy that comes out, because Kotkaniemi can play center. You obviously know that Carrier brings that physical, heavy style of play. Roslovic might literally be the odd man out, even though he's centering your second line right now. He might be the odd guy out. It's going to be Jost, but that's just might be the way things break for this team right now. And then, figure out where Andre can play, where he can get going. Like Svechnikov, because I really did not notice him until about 8.5 minutes left to go in the third period yesterday. I really didn't notice him.
And that says a lot, because he is a player that, when he is right, he's impossible to miss, right?
Yeah.
He's a player that your eye is drawn to when he's getting right. And then that kind of plays into my last side quest, which is get healthy.
Yeah, that's part of it.
You worked hard to get to this point in the season where you do have some things clinched and wrapped up. Get healthy, and the guys that are getting healthy get the rust knocked off. Everything that comes with being at this part of the season, right? Stahl misses a couple games, comes back. You want him to get back in rhythm. Carrier, if and when he comes back, you want him to get the rust knocked off. So there's a health element at this point in the season, in every NHL season, for every NHL team. That is definitely part of the side quest, as I call them, all under the umbrella of the main quest, which is to win games. Just want that to be clear. We're at the Aluminum Company's Spring Open House here in Durham. All the action today kind of wrapping up, but don't worry, you have a full day of open house here at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina tomorrow. That means complimentary food. That means free, no obligation estimates on doors, windows, roofs, siding, gutters, gutter helmets, and so much more. And also giveaways. They are giving away a boatload of value in gift cards, $500 all the way up to $2,500 gift cards. They're also giving away 2,000. I almost corrected myself because I couldn't believe they were giving away that much.
Right.
2,000 square feet of hardy plank siding, but you have to come out and see them to potentially win. It is 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham. If you're plugging it into your GPS, 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham. We have real bold predictions coming up and a Masters update. The 18th hole at the Masters, taking some victims. Stick around. We're here at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina's Spring Open House with Patrick Day. Patrick, tell us a little bit about what you have to offer here, right? If somebody comes in, they want to improve their house, siding, gutters, whatever it is, what information should they bring, and what are you going to be telling them?
I'll tell you what, it's an exciting time. It's our big spring open house. We've got all of our products on display here. We've got windows and doors and siding and roofing and everything for the exterior of your home. We ask people to bring pictures of their house if they'd like. We can give them some ideas. And the big thing is we've got drawings for prizes, thousands of dollars of prizes, 2,000 square feet of James Hardie siding fully installed, free lunch. I mean, it's hard to not come. So we'd really love to see you guys. Come on out and see us at 1335 Hamlin Road.
And I will personally vouch for the food, the complimentary food that is also here. So grab some food, grab some information, help out your house. It's all happening at the Spring Open House, the Aluminum Company of North Carolina, as you just heard Patrick say, 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham, Friday and Saturday. We'll see you here.
Move your sports day forward.
Sports teams struggle when they don't have the heart of their team in the lineup. And as we've seen with the Carolina Hurricanes, especially on the road, they've been missing their heart, Jordan Staal. But Stalzy, you only have one thing to worry about between now and the start of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Just get healthy, buddy. They're going to need you.
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. And we're constantly looking for ways to serve you better. One of the ways we do that is with something we call a Go-See. And that's where you select a vehicle from our inventory, and we have thousands, and we get one of our product specialists to bring that vehicle to you at your convenience. How do we do that? Well, it's simple. We have a group of employees that are evaluated based on the number of presentations they do. They're glad to do it. So it's just one more way we get off our keister and bring Heister to you.
It's bow time. Yep, it's eating time again. Now you could unload groceries, chop, dice, mince, preheat, heat, slap around the smoke detector, and then celebrate with a big old pile of dishes. But if you're tired of cooking, or tired of sorta cooking, it's time to feed the whole family with Bojangles Fried Chicken Family Meal. With Bojangles' famous chicken, fixins, biscuits, and tea, you can forget the cookbook and spend some well-earned quality time with a delicious dinner from Bojangles. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to stop whatever you're doing for some of that bodacious Bojangles flavor. Satisfy your craving for flavor and your passion for boneless chicken with Bojangles 4-piece Supremes Dinner. 4 perfectly seasoned Cajun fried whole breast tenderloin fillets, choice of fixin', a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit, and Bojangles legendary iced tea. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's bow time.
Doesn't the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club give the best massages?
I've never felt so relaxed.
Thanks to this month's scratch-offs, this is our life now.
It's like winning again and again and again.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $150 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 103.8 to 9.88. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Are you suffering from chronic joint pain or just struggling with daily activities because of discomfort in your knees, back, or other parts of your body? Well, I've got great news. It's called DaVita Med Spa and Wellness, a solution that can help you get back to feeling like yourself again without the risks of invasive surgery or long-term prescription drug use. DaVita Med Spa and Wellness is a regenerative medicine clinic. Their innovative treatment options address the root cause of your pain to promote healing and prevent re-injury for long-lasting pain relief. If you have arthritis, joint pain, sports injuries, or other conditions, their highly trained medical providers will develop a cutting-edge treatment plan tailored just for you with little to no downtime. DaVita Med Spa and Wellness can get you back to doing the things you love. Call DaVita Med Spa and Wellness today, spelled DVIDA. Call 984-333-1313. 984-333-1313. 984-333-1313.
It's a big week in golf. Global Golf has everything you need to get ready for your next round. Browse all the top brands like Callaway, TaylorMade, Mizuno, Ping, and Titleist, plus expert help from our team of PGA Golf professionals for lessons and fittings. Global Golf has you covered with Carolina's largest selection of pre-owned clubs and the easiest way to trade in your current golf clubs. Visit Global Golf today and get ready to play. Located on 7320 ACC Boulevard, North Raleigh. Global Golf, home of the best deals in golf.
Canes can get his own entry, see if they can get something off here as they cross in. That shot, as Lindgren didn't see it, it goes just wide, put back out in front, rebounds there, and Lindgren can't get it, they'll score! Logan Stankoven at the side of the net, muscled it through Lindgren, and the Canes take a 1-0 lead.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. As we are powering through our show here at the Aluminum Company in North Carolina, Aluminum Company of North Carolina, in Durham, I should say, out on Hamlin Road. It is time to get you updated. Listen to 99.9 The Fan all weekend long for coverage of the Masters. Here's the current leaderboard presented by Treyburn Country Club, your escape right here in the area, your golf escape, I should say, right here in the area. One old trail drive, I should say. The leaderboard is an interesting one. First of all, the top looks like it's going to be a really, really fun weekend because the names you want at the top are in the mix. Justin Rose leads everybody at 8 under par heading into the weekend. Some golfers still on the course, but he's leader in the clubhouse. Bryson DeChambeau, second, 7 under par. There's a 3-way tie for third between Tyrrell Hatton, Corey Connors, and Rory McIlroy. 6 under par. Rory McIlroy 6 under on the day to be 6 under on the tournament after a collapse late yesterday.
And Connors Hatton still on the course, by the way.
Yes. Connors through 14, Tyrrell Hatton through 10. So, that could obviously still change. The interesting part is 18 is taking some prisoners, some victims. Yeah? So as somebody who may or may not have bet on Sepp Straka because everybody loved Sepp Straka as an analytics guy that had been playing well and was due to be a dark horse. Bogeys, so he's kind of near the cut line, right? Trying to play the weekend. 17 bogey, 18 triple bogey. Misses the cut.
Oh, wow.
Brooks Koepka, again, similarly, he's off the course, +5 on the tournament, outside the cut line. He's done. 17 bogey, 18 quadruple bogey.
Wow. Bruh. Exactly.
There's, you mentioned it earlier. It really is. We talk about it with other sports. I don't know if there's a sport where it is more obvious than golf, where literally 1/10 of a second, if you are thinking the wrong thing, doing the wrong thing, make a strange decision, it could cost you, in this case, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, playing the weekend, having a chance to go on a run. So, even the best of the best, one swing here or there can throw off your confidence, and then suddenly you're putting up a quadruple bogey, and it's costing you the cut.
So Brooks Koepka, you said it, +5 through 2 rounds.
Yeah.
This is the cut. But on the 17th and 18th, he was +5 on those 2 holes.
Correct.
Everything else, he was even par. It's literally 2 holes wreck you.
I can even take it one step further. 15, he eagled. So 15 was a par 5, 3, right? He eagles. Pars 16, which was a par 3. Bogey 17, which was a par 4, and then puts up a snowman, an 8 on the par 4 18th. Finishes 3 over par on the day, misses the cut. And by the way, like Brooks Koepka is one of the most mentally strong golfers we've seen. In big moments, he normally steamrolls the opposition. So, we're sitting here with Rose is 1 clear of everybody. He is 1 quad away from being back in the middle of the pack. And it's the Masters. It's fun. It's exciting. I'll be watching all weekend. I know many of you will be as well. Once again, that was presented by Treyburn Country Club. Be sure to check them out right there, Treyburn Country Club, 1 Old Trail Drive in Durham, if you are interested. Your little golf escape right here in the Triangle. Now let's fire up some quick, real bold predictions. There it is. The way this works, back at the studio, we have Max running the bell and the buzzer. I'm going to make a bold prediction. If it is bold enough, you will hear the bold enough bell. Let's hear it. There it is. If it is not bold enough, you will hear the not bold enough buzzer. And I'll have to make it bolder on the spot until we hear the bell. I'll start with the Masters. I didn't bet on this, but Rory McIlroy wins it all. Rory McIlroy wins it all. Bryson DeChambeau finishes in second. I'll predict the whole top 10 if you want me to. All right, there we go. Rory's been after a Masters for so long.
Yeah.
You want to see him get there. Canes versus Rangers tomorrow.
Yeah. 3 o'clock, by the way.
3 o'clock?
2:30 Storm Watch on the
right,
Fan.
Yep, right here, 99.9 The Fan, place you can always hear Canes games. I'm going Dmitry Orlov anytime goal scorer.
Oh. What?
All right, so Max is a tough grader.
Tough one. Okay.
Tough grader.
Anybody can score one goal.
I don't know about that. You haven't seen some players we put out there on the ice for the Canes. We'll go Orlov. Am I going to go 2 points, multiple points, at least one as a goal for Dmitry Orlov? All right. Here's why.
Max making it work.
Here's why I'm thinking Orlov scores.
Okay.
There's a big Russian left side defenseman showing up, and there's only but 6 spots on the defensive pairings.
Yeah.
And Slavin's not going anywhere. Nope. Ghost isn't going anywhere because what he brings to special teams.
Nope.
There's only one other left side who's potentially on the chopping block. I don't know, if you score a goal a game from this point out, it's going to be harder to put you on the bench, Orlov.
And Sean Walker's not coming out of the lineup. He's playing really well. Jalen Chatfield's not coming out of the lineup. He's playing pretty well. I know he got like a rest day for Scott Morrow, and Brent Burns isn't going to come out of the lineup.
There, that Orlov bet it. Writing's on the wall, buddy. We can all do math.
Yeah.
So we'll stay there. Let's get into Nikishin bold prediction, shall we?
Go on.
I think Alexander Nikishin.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely like the angry one on my shoulder telling me that I should buy into all the hype.
Yeah.
He will lead Canes defensemen in points per game this postseason. There it is.
That's massively bold.
It is.
That's massive.
I'm not sure how many games he'll actually play.
He did say points per game.
Per game. His game. Per game on ice for him. He's not getting zeros for games he's not active for.
Okay.
I don't know. Everybody says how great he is. I want to see it in person. I want to see him light it up. So Alexander Nikishin, it's supposed to be bold. There you go. Canes versus Maple Leafs on Sunday. Get one for the second game of the weekend, the second half of the back-to-back. I'm going to go Seth Jarvis multiple goals on Sunday. A little youthful energy, back half of a back-to-back. He'll be a little bit more spring in his step than some of the older guys. And also, I think he's got a little showman streak in him. Last home game of the regular season. Give the Lenovo faithful a little something special. And it's the Maple Leafs, right? Team in Canada. He's Canadian. He wants to show him.
I have a bold prediction.
I'd like to hear it.
Okay.
Well, actually, we'll decide if it's bold first, and then I'd like to hear
Yes. This weekend, between the two games, against the Rangers and the Leafs at home, Piotr and Freddie combined goals against average. So their goals against average amongst these two games is below 3.
Aha.
Wow. Okay.
Honestly, this is more fun of a game when someone else is playing.
They combined to give up 5 goals or less over these two games. Piotr and Freddie. Okay.
So 2.5 or less goals against.
So I'm thinking in these two games, you're going against a Rangers team that's out of it that might not put up a bunch of fight.
Do you know how bad the Rangers are?
They stink.
PK Subban put them below the Canes in his power rankings.
That's how bad. I know. Canes were 8th. Canes were 8th.
And he was legendarily hating on the Canes, and he still wouldn't put the Rangers above them.
It's because they don't have Rantanen, Tim.
Rantanen and Natchez.
Which they don't have either of those guys.
But my point is, the Rangers, even with that like kind of hate streak he had for the Canes, he still wouldn't put the Rangers above the Canes.
Right. So I think this weekend is the opportunity where they get things right. I think we might see a guy or two back in the lineup healthy, whether it's Kotkaniemi and or Carrier. I think we see one of those guys this weekend, maybe Sunday. But I think this is home ice. They can control matchups better. Stahl's kind of getting back into form, coming back from his lower body injury. I think this is where they can really turn things around.
All right. That's a little bold predictions here. Dennis getting in the mix.
That's right.
From live at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina here on Hamlin Road in Durham. Before we go on, Tim Donnelly here for Mainer Service Company. We're talking a lot about improving homes and houses this week. And when anytime you think about your home or your house, you probably are taking for granted air conditioning, heating, electric, plumbing, right? They're the things that when they're working, we just take them for granted. But as soon as they're not working, as soon as something happens, whoo boy, do you notice? And that's the moment you need to make sure you have the Mainer Service Company number ready to call. And not only that, maintenance, right? Not only that, tips when there's these big, there was a kind of a storm earlier today where these big storms with big heavy winds come through the area. Walk outside, make sure there's no limbs laying on your air conditioner, because if they're poking into the wrong place and you start that bad boy up, you're going to be calling Mainer Service Company. They'd rather you just keep everything working well, right? It's kind of a weird business plan. Hope that things don't break, but when they do, they're there to help you out. The number to call, 919-361-0993. As much as they and all of us don't want anything to break, unfortunately, it's part of life. 919-361-0993. Bookmark the number or look them up online, MainerServices.com, MAYNOR Services.com. We have the starting five coming up next. More Nikishin talk. We'll hear audio from Eric Tulsky, the GM that got Alexander Nikishin almost all the way here to Carolina. Stick around.
The Adam Gold Show.
I felt that the way Houston was playing and attacking and the way that Duke was sort of trying to get to the finish line, I mean, Houston had to be plus 1,500 at that point. But I just felt like, man, we are not anywhere close to being decided here. Even though we probably should have been.
The Adam Gold Show, weekdays starting at noon on 99.9 The Fan.
You know what you deserve? The joy of a remote start. Sound Station and Security can install remote start systems in your car. Start your car from inside your house while you eat breakfast, and it's all toasty warm by the time you get inside. Or on those hot summer days that are sure to come, start your car and get the air conditioning running so you don't sweat. A remote start system is an awesome treat, and you can get it at Sound Station and Security with 2 locations in downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Online at myhotsound.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-838-6161. That's 800-838-6161. 800-838-6161.
Lowe's knows how to help pros save. That's why the new MyLowe's Pro Rewards program lets you unlock exclusive member deals on the things you need every day on the job. Plus, MyLowe's Pro Rewards members can get volume discounts on eligible orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Exclusions, more terms and restrictions apply. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
Cool cars, cool people, good times. America's favorite car show is back. The Good Guys 10th Griots Garage North Carolina Nationals presented by Tremec. April 18th and 19th at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds in Raleigh. Cruise on out and see over 1,500 of the Southeast's finest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Autocross racing, a Saturday night demolition derby, vendor midway, live entertainment, and more. April 18th and 19th at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds. Details at good-guys.com.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm WRAL meteorologist Mike Mays. We'll see some showers and possible storms through the evening hours. Overnight, partly cloudy skies with a low at 47. Saturday is partly to mostly cloudy late in the day and into the evening. Few spotty showers pop up, the high at 61.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money at the closing bell. Dow Jones up 619 points to 40,212.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, entering our final hour of the show, which means our final hour here at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. But the fun continues here at the Spring Open House at the Aluminum Company tomorrow. They'll be entertaining the masses from 8 to 4. Complimentary food, free estimates, free no obligation estimates on doors, windows, siding, gutters, roofs, and really anything that can increase the value and quality of the outside of your home.
By the way, let me tell you how easy it is. Earlier today when I got here before we were setting up, talked to Sammy Hanna, the owner. Hey, looking to get a new roof on the house. My girlfriend and I live together. Hey, looking to get a new roof on the home. Talked to one of the salespeople, talked to Danny Newman, talked to him. Pretty simple. Already got a date booked for them to come out. It's a free, no obligation estimate, which is great. We'll take measurements of everything, show them a picture of the house. It really is that simple. And I got free food on top of it, free snacks and everything. It really is that simple.
And just so you know, that's not just because Dennis is a big VIP. He is, don't get me wrong, but we've been sitting here all day and we've seen it happen for everybody that walks through the door. Mm-hmm. They get the complimentary food. They get the same treatment from the sales staff that Sammy Hanna was walking around and helping people. It is the exact same deal where if you walk through the door, you can have an estimate just as easily as Dennis got one. It's not just, although he is, a VIP.
Yeah, I guess.
There you go. So it's tomorrow starting at 8 a.m. is when it gets started. It goes all the way till 4. 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham is the location if you're plugging it in your GPS. With that being said, it's time for the starting five, starting with number 5.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Here's the way it works. Number 5 is the Canes did not win last night, but they did both squander and then get back a 2-goal lead and then deficit. They were up 2-0, gave up 4 straight to the Caps, came back in the third period, scored 2 more to force overtime. The overtime point, enough for the Canes to clinch home ice in the first round of the postseason against the Devils. They did lose in a shootout ultimately. For more details on that game, how it went down, and his reactions, here's our very own Adam Gold with 2 minutes of gold.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and I've got 2 minutes for 1 point for a 2 seed in the Metropolitan Division playoffs, and a bigger deal than actually wrapping up home ice advantage in the first round. And it's all brought to us by Parkway Sleep Health Centers for better sleep. Last night, Carolina gave up 3 goals in the second period. It looked all lost. It was going to be a 4th straight empty trip to the rink, and they still hadn't clinched second place in the Metro. And then Jordan Martinook scored early in the third to trim the deficit to 1, and then inside the last 2 minutes, Seth Jarvis happened.
Empty net for Carolina, and it finds Alex Ovechkin, and that'll be knocked away. Good stick there. Seth Jarvis playing defense. Ovechkin might have to wait then for 8:96. Canes coming the other way. Jarvis, he scores! Oh, what a play! Jarvis, defense to offense. And the Canes have tied it with 1:45 left here in the third.
Great defensive play, preventing an Alex Ovechkin empty net goal. He holds that career record as well. And then he finishes the play off a dynamite pass from Sebastian Aho. That line was very good last night. And Carolina gets into overtime. They get a point. They wrap up the number 2 seed in the Metro. They'll host games 1 and 2 against the New Jersey Devils. That matchup is set. But that ain't why we're here, because Alexander Nikishin is coming. So I don't know what kind of an impact the best defenseman in the KHL, which is the second best hockey league in the world, I don't know what kind of impact he's going to make on the NHL team. And I was told that initially it might be tough because the games are so different, but he's big, he is good, he is good in both ends of the rink. He was their captain for SKA St. Petersburg, so you know he's a good leader. He's young, too, to be a captain, and he is mean. Oh my gosh, are you telling me a big, talented offensive and defensive defenseman with a mean streak? Where do I frippin' sign up? That's what this team needs. So, hopefully we'll see him on the ice for the end of the regular season. I don't know about the playoffs, but let's just get Alexander Nikishin in a uniform and on the ice and marvel at his meanness. You know what would make Alexander Nikishin even nicer? A great night's sleep? ParkwaySleep.com. Start your journey to a healthier night's sleep. Parkway Sleep Health Center. Sound sleep, sound health. Sound off because Nikishin is here.
That's Adam Gold with 2 minutes of gold about last night's Canes game. And it's I mean, we're going to do it here. I can tell you right now, Nikishin's coming up later in the starting five. Every single Canes conversation you try to have, no matter where you start the conversation, if it's today, it's going to end on Nikishin, right? You start off with like, well, last night's game or the postseason race, or you start with the health of a player. It always ends with, and Nikishin is coming. Like it doesn't matter. You can't control it. It just is what it is.
It's like, why do you use so-and-so in the shootout? Yeah, but Nikishin's coming. Yeah, like you said, we'll get to that later on.
By the way, I did see just second, like that's exactly what happened. People were arguing that Sean Walker was used as the third shootout guy last night. And somebody commented that Bradley Nadeau, who is another prospect for the Canes and is in the AHL, is a player with a skill set that would be very, very good for a shootout. And then it immediately turned to someone else going, I can't wait for Morrow, Nadeau, and Nikishin. And I was like, there it is. It's like 6 degrees of separation. It's 6 degrees of Nikishin. You're going to get there eventually. If like 6 points are made about the Canes in any direction, one of them will be about Alexander Nikishin. You can't fight it. Can't fight it. All you can hope to do is contain it. That's number 5. Let's hit number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 all together.
College sports has their first holdout.
Yeah.
Nico Iamaleava, the quarterback at Tennessee, was not at spring practice today, and the reports are out there that it is because he is in negotiations for more money from Tennessee. Here's the thing. I am in favor of college athletes being able to profit and make money, and I feel it's messed up that they haven't been for a long time. What I don't want to have happen is, as the college game becomes more of a professional vibe, that we only take the bad parts of professional sports.
Yeah.
It's like we don't take long-term contracts. We don't take the things that make it stable and exciting, and instead we just take holdouts and whining about more money. It's like, no, wait, one second here, right? We don't take the things that make pro sports awesome, and they're just taking the things that make pro sports the tedious elements, they're spoiled elements. Let's do the opposite. If you're college sports, what you should do is do everything you can to make holdouts something that doesn't exist, and make the whining and the complaining and the how am I going to feed my family, right? Remember Latrell Sprewell said that when he was making $21 million a year?
Yeah.
Like take all of that out of it, but keep the, hey, you can make money, you can get what you've earned, you are not being taken advantage of by anybody. Make sure that there's not huge fat cats behind the scenes getting paid off the players' backs. Like, do it the right way, because what's not going to help the sport is if players end up getting reputations that are less likable, and now suddenly Tennessee fans don't want to root for their own quarterback because he got some leverage over Tennessee and exploited that to get more cash.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the reason I'm saying this to the NCAA and not to Nico Iamaleava himself is because I have a really hard time telling athletes that have a 4 or 5 year window, perhaps to cash all of the most, like to maximize their earnings, to say, don't do that even though it's within the rules. Right, because
it's well within the rules.
Because if maybe Nico did sign a contract with Tennessee for X amount of dollars, if there's no rule and nothing in the contract that says you can't demand more and hold out for more, Nico Iamaleava is on some of the NFL draft big boards. He's not a guaranteed first round pick.
Oh.
if he doesn't make it in the NFL, or if he is a 6th round pick and never gets a second contract, that's not the type of life-changing, you never have to work again money. But if you can go from making $1 million to $3 or $4 million for a year in college, and you do that for 2 or 3 years, you are starting to get to the point where if you manage it correctly, you don't have to work for the rest of your life. And you can take care of family members and upgrade lifestyles and everything else. So I'm in a rock and a hard place here, because I do want to look at Nico Maliava and say, did you agree to play for this amount of money, and did you give them your word, and did you sign a deal? Then you should live out that. But I'm also looking at it and saying, I don't know, this is your only chance to cash in on big money. Who am I to tell you not to? I don't have an answer for it, so I'm going to move on. That's number 4. Let's hit number 3.
Sets the screen for R.J. Davis. He passes over on the right corner. Oh, a tough 3 by Ian Jackson, and he rattles it home.
That is, by the way, the best part of not actually being like the NCAA president, just saying into a radio microphone what I would do if I were the NCAA president. When it comes to the really tough decisions that I don't quite have an answer for yet, we just go on to the next topic.
Yeah, that's what the NCAA does.
Well, that's true too, actually. Maybe I should be NCAA president. Either way, as the portal turns, the latest edition of As the Portal Turns.
The latest episode.
This is our mock soap opera about the transfer portal. It's got to take place in Shady Acres or something like that. Last time in Shady Acres, and As the Portal Turns, Ian Jackson had said goodbye to UNC while flirting with the crosstown rival. It kind of plays.
It's true though.
In serious As the Portal Turn news, NC State hosting Mackenzie Mbako. And I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. He is a former 5-star big man, which NC State is going to, coming from Indiana, by the way.
Okay.
Former 5-star, 6'8". He is from Gladstone, New Jersey. He was the 10th overall recruit back in the class of, it looks like 2023.
He's about to be a junior, correct?
I believe so, yes. So he's in the transfer portal. NC State's entertaining him on a visit, I believe. The dead period has expired, so you can start having in-person visits and everything. Here's the interesting part about NC State. This is like my 3rd reference to Magic Beans. I'm big into fairy tales today.
Mm-hmm.
They have a ton of empty roster spots. Trey Parker of NC State, who up until this week was a freshman last year, all indications were he was going to stay. Today, it was revealed he's going into the transfer portal, which I know Trey Parker had his believers of NC State faithful, and he had some moments this year where he did shine.
That game at Duke?
It's just tough to have a new coach come in, and unless you are like a super-duper established player who's been on an all-conference team or an all-defensive, unless you are a multi-year starter, it's just tough to be confident that your role will be there when the new coach takes over. So I don't hold it against them for hitting the portal. But what it does for State is it gives them another roster spot, which every roster spot available is a lottery ticket. It's a magic bean. It could be anything. It could be a 5-star big man.
Yeah.
It could be an underwhelming mid-major 6th man. It could be a high school player who's a 4-star. It could be a diamond in the rough. Right now, what those roster spots represent are limitless opportunities. And what Will Wade has to do is, and not just Will Wade, but his staff and his front office and everything else, they have to take literal endless amount of options and pick the 8 right guys, which is not easy to do. The portal is thousands of names, right? And
literally,
yeah, I'm not that. I understand. I do. We'll exaggerate. It's billions of names.
Yeah.
It probably feels like that. It's hundreds of point guards. It's hundreds of power forwards, and you have to limit it down. Most schools, 2 or 3 additions, but when it's a new coach and you turn over the roster like State is, it's 8 or 9 names or 7 names, and you need to kind of get like 5 of them right if you want to live up to expectations and make the NCAA tournament and fulfill all of the promises that Will Wade made in his introductory press conference. That's a really really difficult thing to do. There are services that help. You can subscribe, and they'll break down the entire portal into sections and everything else. But it's not easy, right? And every surprising entry shakes up everything, right? If you didn't think Ian Jackson was going to go into the portal, Ian Jackson, point guard, UNC 5-star, and then he does, State might think they don't have a chance, right? Oh, he's definitely going to St. John, like so many are saying. If he takes a visit to St. John and doesn't vibe with the guys, all of a sudden now he returns your call. That's all right. Now we got to change up our whole plan again because we thought these were our targets, but now Ian Jackson's in the mix. I'm just using that as an example, and because he was linked a few times in the reports to or some form of contact between NC State and Jackson, it's a really difficult game. It's a really difficult game to play. It's high stakes. If you get it right, you could be in the Elite Eight next year. If you get it wrong, you could miss the ACC tournament next year and have to answer those questions.
Yeah, there's that.
Which you did this year. As number 3, let's hit number 2.
Just the two of us. Well, I think it was really a quality day of golf. It's a great first day of a major championship. We saw some really good scoring early. Then in the middle of the day, the wind started blowing a little bit, and the guys struggled. And then the last couple hours, it died down, and we saw a lot of good opportunities for birdie.
It's time for an update on the Masters.
That's Andy North, ESPN.
Andy North, the legend. All of these updates, which you can hear all weekend long here on 99.9 The Fan, where we update you on the leaderboard, are presented by Treyburn Country Club. Little golf escape right here in the Triangle, Treyburn Country Club. The leader, as it has been for really the entirety of the first 2 days of the tournament, remains Justin Rose. Rosie, 8 under par. After lighting the course up yesterday, 7 under. He was 3 clear of everyone. He played a solid 1 under round today. He is in the clubhouse at 8 under, and that is 1 stroke better than Bryson DeChambeau, who was in the clubhouse at 7 under par for the first 2 days. And then there is a group of, just a duo now between McIlroy, that's Rory McIlroy, and Corey Connors are tied for 3rd. Connors still on the course through 15 holes. They're at 6 under par. And
Hatton was at 6 under as well. I guess
Tyrrell Hatton, yep, he is 1 stroke out of 3rd. He's down tied for 5th.
Okay.
With 5 under. As is Scotty Scheffler, Jason Day, Shane Lowry, Denny McCarthy. There are very big names at the top of the leaderboard. It should be and I'm pausing for effect because it's the Masters, it should be a very entertaining weekend at Augusta National. As we move towards the second 9, he's going to take a hack out of the second cut with the patrons watching.
Gosh.
Lovely Augusta National.
It's the rough.
It's the second cut. They are not fans. They are patrons. It's funny. There's I'm not even going to go into all the legends about announcers misspeaking. Rory McIlroy, for those of you, I did say he was in 3rd. After collapsing yesterday and going from near the top of the leaderboard way back with a kind of a real treacherous bottom 4 or last 4 holes. He has, as of right now, the lowest round on the course today, 6 under par, to vault himself right back into the top 3. So I have theories on golf. I am a golf nerd. I know Adam Gold, who hosts the I'm Gold show right before this one, also a golf nerd. So if you want golf conversations, if you come in to our studios, there'll be someone ready to hash it out with you somewhere. I have this theory on what I call the super studs, the Rory McIlroys, the Justin Thomases, the Bryson DeChambeaus, like the top guys. Scotty Scheffler, obviously. The thing that separates them from the unbelievably good golfers on tour is everyone on tour can win a tournament if they play 4 really good days, right? If you are on the PGA Tour, if you're qualified for the Masters, you're, and not the amateurs or, a few others, but if you're one of the top 60 golfers on tour, if you play 4 really, really good days of golf, you can win any tournament. The supernova guys, the super studs, they can play one unbelievable lights out round and make you forget about their two previous, right? They can be C+ game, A+, and they're in third. And then Sunday, anything can happen. And that's kind of what Rory did. Rory he had a very good day most of the day yesterday, gave it all back, and then throws a 600 today. And it's like, you know what? Yesterday didn't even happen. You're in third, right? If every other golfer would have to go 3 under yesterday, 3 under today, they'll be third, right? They played good golf both days, and if they keep it up, they'll be in the mix. Rory and probably 7 or 8 others at any point in time, they can just go, they can like black out for 6 holes and come out on the other side. Like that made up for the first 3 days of the tournament because I just went birdie, eagle, birdie, birdie, par, eagle. And it's like, all right, there it is. So keep watching for the good guys at the top because this loaded leaderboard, any one of them could go supernova at any point in time. That leaderboard update, as all of our leaderboard updates are, presented by Treyburn Country Club. Check them out right here in the Triangle. That's number 2. Let's hit number 1.
They speak very highly of him in terms of his attitude and his maturity. I know he wanted to be in the NHL very badly and has worked hard to get to the point where he could make this happen. So he brings that kind of work ethic and that kind of leadership, and that got recognized. That's a team with a long tradition of history, and they don't have a lot of 23-year-old captains. So it does say something about him.
That is the voice of Eric Tulsky, GM for the Carolina Hurricanes. We have gotten to know Eric a little bit since he took over for Don Waddell as the GM. I promise you that's his excited voice. I promise. Oh, yeah. I promise you he is excited for the developments of the last 48 hours that have made it not all the way the home yet, but Alexander Nikishin is on his way to being a Carolina Hurricane. Just have to get through some visa issues and some red tape, immigration stuff, and then once he's here, he says, by the way, in interviews that have been translated from Russian, he'll play tomorrow if it's possible.
Oh yeah,
like he's ready to go. He wants to get on the ice. He is excited to play in the NHL.
And some of the stuff he's all translated as well. He says, I'm ready to basically start from scratch. I'm not going to come in there expecting anything, to be given anything. I know it's a new system. He said, I'm ready to start from scratch in terms of what they want me to do and everything like that. I'm like, that's the kind of attitude that you want from a guy coming in who is a star, who is a star in the KHL and knows it.
And by the way, the KHL, this is not, like Giannis Antetokounmpo playing in some 4th league Greek league, and it's a grainy highlight film, and nobody knows how good he is. The KHL is the second best hockey league in the world.
This isn't Messi playing in MLS.
Yeah, this is. If you are the best defenseman in the KHL, you are a asset to an NHL team. And he's record breaking in point production from the blue line during his KHL stint.
He's the best defenseman by all accounts, the best defenseman in the world, not in the NHL right now. That includes guys that are playing in juniors, college, AHL, any other international league, you name it. He's the best defenseman not playing in the NHL right now. And the only reason he's not in the NHL right now is not because he's not good enough.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Red tape all over the place and paperwork and contracts. But we're getting to the end, right? He is going to be a Cane. How soon? We're not exactly sure, but it will be soon. Max, who's producing the show back at the studio, jump to the last Tulsky clip. So Eric Tulsky joined Adam Gold, the show right before this one on 99.9 The Fan earlier today. Eric Tulsky, GM for the Canes. If you want the entire conversation, it's available on our YouTube page, 99.9 The Fan. I encourage you, after our show is complete, to go get your full context of Eric Tulsky comments. But we've played a whole bunch of clips for you. I believe the only one that we have set up for us that we haven't played is the one titled, Max, Should We Expect Nikishin to Play in the Playoffs? This is from Eric Tulsky, and he is answering that question I just said. Should we expect Nikishin in the playoffs?
And ultimately, it's going to be up to Rod.
Right.
We need to get him here. We need to see how he looks. I do think it is reasonable to expect at least a little bit of an adjustment period. But if we get him into a regular season game or two, we don't know, right? He might step into those games and make you say, wow, we can't take this guy out of the lineup. He might step into those games and say, this is a guy who can come in when there's an injury, but we're not pulling someone out just yet. or if he doesn't get a game, then he probably is waiting for an injury, I would guess. I think it's hard to it's hard to steal a job in practice. Practice it is very, very difficult to be so impressive in practice that you feel like you need to take someone out of the lineup for that player.
That is, and by the way, Eric Tulsky did exactly what a GM should do, which is on lineup decisions, you defer to your coach, right? And Rod Brindamore owns that lineup as he should and owns the pairings as he should. I think it is a very interesting conversation to ask, what do you think Rod is going to do? If Alexander Nikishin shows up, let's say he plays in the regular season finale, right, on the road, and does solid. What the heck does the rotation look like in the postseason?
Yep.
That right there becomes a brain teaser of the highest difficulty because let's not make any mistakes. Like the Canes, they've clinched the playoffs. They're second seed in the division. They have home ice in the first round, and they did all of that without Nikishin. And you don't necessarily want to just upend a good thing, but at the same time, I think I did the math appropriately with signing bonus and the proration of his $800 and something $1,000 salary. You're giving him like 200 something grand for 4 games. So, you want to get some return on that investment. So maybe Rod will make the decision, and that's why he's paid the big bucks.
Yeah, exactly.
As well. But you'd best believe we'll be debating it right up until he makes that decision. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We do have to get some numbers game contestants, but first, let me tell you about what's going on at Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Wristwear, timepieces, watches. It's all something that is going on at the Fox and Bailey Watch Shop, specifically located inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry at their Village District location. So I'm going to paint a picture for you. Theater of the mind is what they call radio. You walk into Bailey's Fine Jewelry at their Village District location in Raleigh. You see all of the awesome jewelry. There's an estate jewelry section to the left, all of the different showcases and sparkly diamonds and everything else. Turn to your right. You'll see the coolest place in town, the Fox and Bailey Watch Shop. You walk in, you can get a drink. They have probably vinyl records playing, some leather chairs you can sit on, and then you're going to let your eyes wander, and you're going to see a pre-owned Rolex that's maybe your holy grail watch, and you're going to look at it, and you're going to get excited. Then you're going to see the Hamiltons, and you're going to go, I saw that in a Hollywood movie, didn't I? And they're going to say, absolutely, you did, and you can talk about the movie and the different theories about it. You're going to walk over and see the G-Shock and think, hey, I can wear that in any situation, and it's durable. You're going to walk over and you're going to see some pre-owned Omegas. Maybe it's an entire cool vibe with some of the coolest watches you can possibly have. Go check them out. That's the only way I can say it, right? When you're dealing with pre-owned and vintage Rolexes and pre-owned and vintage watches, the only way to know the selection is to go see it for yourself, right? The watches are coming and going constantly, and some of them you definitely want to see. So check them out. Bailey's Fine Jewelry, Village District location in Raleigh. Let them know you heard about it from me, Tim, right here on 99.9 The Fan. Now, I have been informed.
Yeah.
No numbers game today.
That's right. Max informed us. No numbers game today.
We'll have it again on Monday. Don't worry. You'll have your chances to win, just not today. So when we come back, I'm going to ask Dennis.
Okay.
Where does Alexander Nikishin, if he is available, slot into the line, slot into the pairings for the first postseason series against the New Jersey Devils? His answer coming up.
Golf's first major will be found on 99.9 The Fan. Listen all week long as we cover golf's lasting tradition, the Masters. Find out if Scotty Scheffler can run it back at Augusta or if a new champion emerges. Depend on us for constant leaderboard updates and every big moment through the presentation of the Champions Jacket. Coverage of the Masters on 99.9 The Fan is teed up by Treyburn Country Club, the Triangle's golf escape.
John is in a hot tub on his vacation. He earned 20,000 points by spending $2,000 with his Navy Federal Credit Union More Rewards card. To be clear, you don't have to vacation in a hot tub to redeem this offer. But John did, because the bubbles make him happy. Right now, you can earn 20,000 points when you spend $2,000 in the first 90 days. Offer ends January 1st, 2026. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Visit NavyFederal.org for details.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. T&Cs apply.
Now in Sanford, the Chatley Marine Boat Show and Sale featuring Yamaha boats. With giant indoor showrooms and an on-site test lake, Chatley's the choice for your next Yamaha boat. Find a huge selection of 19 through 25-foot runabouts and the popular Wake Series boats. With special financing, discounts up to $6,000, and immediate delivery available, now is the time to get your new Yamaha at the best price. Hurry to the Chatley Marine Boat Show and Sale in Sanford. ChatleyBoats.com.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. 'Cause I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Need CPAP supplies fast? I'm Brandon Giggling, president of Parkway Sleep Health Centers, and we are the Triangle's top sleep provider, offering quick access to the equipment you need for better sleep. Get the right supplies right when you need them. With over 20 years of experience, our expert team is here to help you sleep better, sooner.
Discover why so many trust Parkway Sleep Health Centers for better sleep. Visit parkwaysleep.com now and start your journey to a healthier night's sleep. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep. Sound health.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Thanks. Got my seat cushion, crossword puzzle, and oh, can't forget the hand sanitizer. Okay, show me the waiting room.
No need for all that. You can stay in your car.
I'll stay in my car? Get out.
Yep, you stay in. It'll just be 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Get out.
Go ahead, sit back and relax.
Well, I guess I'll save all this for the DMV. If only they took 10 minutes, am I right? I'm sorry.
Take 5. The stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
Empty net for Carolina, and it finds Alex Ovechkin, and that'll be knocked away. Good stick there. Seth Jarvis playing defense. Ovechkin might have to wait then for 8:96. Kane's coming the other way. Jarvis, he scores! Oh, what a play! Jarvis, defense to offense. And the Canes have tied it with 1:45 left here in the third.
This is The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, as we continue our Friday show from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina here on Hamlin Road in Durham, where the day number 1 of their spring open house has come to a close, but day number 2 starts up tomorrow at 8 a.m. So if you have questions about how you might be able to improve the doors, windows, siding, roofs, gutters, anything on the exterior of your home, make your way out here to Hamlin Road in Durham. They can set you up with a free, no-obligation estimate. They can talk to you about all of the different options. And if you bring a picture of your house, you can literally dive into the specifics of what you might want improved or replaced on the exterior of your home. It's a very, very productive meeting, if you will. And then on top of that, they have things like a complimentary food truck, the complimentary ice cream truck out there today. They have gift certificates that they're giving away, $2,500, $1,500 $1,000, $500. These are different giveaways and gift certificates. It's a lot of money being given away, and up to 2,000 square feet of Hardy Plank siding will be given away. So there's plenty of reasons to come out here tomorrow for the second day of the Aluminum Company of North Carolina's Spring Open House.
Can't get all that stuff unless you come here.
True.
That's the thing.
You can get the free estimate.
Well, you can't get the free estimate.
Free estimate,
yes.
call. Free, no obligation estimate, you can call. But for everything else, for the giveaways, the food, obviously you can't eat food if you're not here.
Of course.
Giveaways, you have to be in attendance. All of that, you have to stop out here and say hi. So it's tomorrow, beginning at 8 o'clock, going till 4, 1335 Hamlin Road in Durham. Now, before the break, I promised you that I would ask Dennis this question, so I'm going to fulfill that promise.
Okay.
In this case, you get to be Rod Brindamore.
Oh.
So,
Oh, I'm in shape.
I was going to say,
that.
First thing you should do is just go skate around, see what it feels like. Just watch a hockey game just to see how that vision works, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like much easier from where I'm sitting. And then you're going to have to decide how to use Alexander Nikishin. So in this hypothetical, Alexander Nikishin makes an appearance in the regular season, right? He gets the visa stuff taken care of, either in the AHL, so he gets a game in the system of the Canes, or he gets a modicum of minutes in a regular season game with the Canes on the road in one of their last two. Where do you put him? How much do you play him? Are you willing to depend on a brand new face to the franchise in a postseason series? Talk us through it.
Assuming all of my defensemen are healthy.
Yes.
Because again, we did see Shane Gostisbehere sit out yesterday because of an upper body injury.
Yes, assuming that the decision isn't made for you. Although, if Gostisbehere's hurt, you could always go Morrow.
Which we saw yesterday.
And that would still leave a decision on how to use Alexander Nikishin. Morrow's another rookie, but he's somebody that's played with the Canes a good amount this year, so there might be a little bit more familiarity, even if it's not as much trust as you would a veteran.
Assuming all things are healthy,
mm-hmm.
I think the spot where he would fit in is alongside Jalen Chatfield in spot of Dimitri. I think that's the best fit, because if we look at let's be objective here, of the core six of the Carolina Hurricanes defense, right, the six guys who've been in the lineup throughout the season, barring injuries or weird stuff.
Slavin Burns,
Rod, that's his number one go-to defensive pairing, even for all the flaws that we've seen from Brent Burns this year and just age catching up with him.
Orlov Chatfield,
Gostisbehere, and Walker.
Correct.
Gostisbehere quarterbacks that top power play unit. Sean Walker is playing his best right now in a Canes uniform. Chatfield's one of your top penalty killers. You're not taking him out. And you know that Slavin and Burns is the most trusted defensive pair of Rod Brindamore. So where does he fit in? It's in place of Dimitri Orlov. There's more offensive upside. There's even bigger size. I mean, Dimitri Orlov is built like a fire hydrant. He's not a small guy. Nikishin's bigger, and he also brings the offensive upside. And if you want to get him some extra minutes to maximize that offensive upside, you can play him on a power play as well. So to me, he slots in next side Jalen Chatfield. That's where I would put him. And Tim Gleason, the guy who runs the defense for the Carolina Hurricanes, can be strategic with how he uses him out there as well, about what the matchups are. It's a lot easier at home than when you're on the road, but the guy's a damn good hockey player. The biggest question is, how fast does he pick up the system? And if he's out of position, Jalen Chatfield can cover for that.
There is a reputation element of this.
Mm-hmm.
Rod Brindamore, by reputation, loves his vets.
Yes.
And if it's close, he does tend to lean vet.
Mm-hmm.
Alexander Nikishin doesn't seem like a normal young guy, right?
He's not 18-year-old rookie.
He's not an 18-year-old rookie. He's been playing professional hockey.
Yeah.
And like KHL, it's over there in Russia. You're not. It's physical. It's all of the things that usually young guys take a while to get used to, but it is a different game. It's not identical. It's been not the same system, all of those things. So there's a lot to weigh when it comes to it. I would be reluctant to play him on a power play or special teams, just because I think he's going to be drinking from the fire hose a little bit, and play him during even strength, give him minutes. Obviously, if he's lighting it up, you keep inching his role bigger and bigger and bigger until he's doing everything, right? If he's playing that well. But it is not an easy decision.
It's not.
Because I do think there is a temptation to go, this guy is awesome. He's gigantic. He's skilled. I want to throw him out there and use him in all of these different situations and try him with all of these different pairings. And then there's also a kind of warning of, this is NHL playoff hockey. A lot of people have worked really, really hard to get us in this situation, and you don't want to throw that away with something as obvious as, well, he made a mistake because he was unfamiliar with the system or the players he's playing with, and that mistake ends up costing you. So it's a risk-reward whole kinds of, get the calculators out and decide how much you're comfortable with, because it's playoff hockey, and he's going to be a player that we're going to be watching with very, very, very zeroed in spotlight and magnifying glass.
See, I actually would play him on the power play. Penalty kill, I'll be a little bit more hesitant. Penalty kill, I'll be a lot more hesitant. But I think on the power play, there's less at stake for him in terms of what's my positioning regarding like our man-on-man coverage and things along those lines. It's get the puck into the offensive zone, set up in my space, and just go be a playmaker. And that's where he can actually really maximize his instincts in my mind. Exactly. Hey, find the open net, find an open space, move the puck, move your feet, and shoot. I think power play is actually where you can maximize his minutes.
The only reason I was a little hesitant is because of chemistry with players. And obviously it's a bit more off script in a power play.
Sure.
And the rest of the guys simply don't know what he does, right? It's when you're improving, you need to trust and understand what the other improviser is doing. And there are certain guys on that power play unit that have had a lot of reps together, and he's not one of them.
But that power play unit is going to evolve with Kotkaniemi coming back, because you have Tyson Jost playing on that top power play unit. Well, let's be honest, Tyson Jost is not going to be in the postseason lineup if guys are healthy.
Before anyone believes that I was saying keep Tyson Jost on the power play, we started the whole conversation with assuming everybody is healthy.
Yes.
And I want to be clear, I was not going who needs more power play reps? Let's get that Tyson Jost. And no disrespect to Tyson Jost.
Yes.
It's just there are other guys that are, I believe, more suited to taking advantage of the special team. With that being said, we still have to make our picks, and there are 2 Canes games this weekend. So I assume they'll be on the menu. Before we do any of that, though, Dennis Cox has some info for you.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here with my friends over at Law Tigers. We always talk about in sports about preparation, being prepared for anything that comes your way. If you're a motorcycle rider, there are a lot of different ways that you can make sure you're prepared before you actually get back on the bike, especially with springtime being here, a lot more bikes on the road. I know I'll be riding my motorcycle this weekend, but it's all about preparation. Is your bike in proper working order? If it's been sitting in storage over the winter, make sure it's in right working condition. Make sure you have the proper gear. Check and make sure your insurance is up to date. Maybe there's some different things in your covers that you need to make sure are all good. If you haven't ridden in a while and you're thinking about getting back on the bike, take a rider safety course. That's something that I did before I started riding a motorcycle on the road. It helped me tremendously being prepared. But also make sure you are prepared in case you're injured in a motorcycle accident. And this is where Law Tigers comes in. Give them a call, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, if you're injured in a motorcycle accident, even before you call your insurance company. Law Tigers, the people that you contact, they are riders too. So they know what your bike is worth, your gear are worth. They know what you're going through after an accident. Law Tigers, again, they know what you're going through. That's why your case evaluation with them is always free, and they don't get paid until your case settles. Insurance companies want to pay the least amount possible. Law Tigers, they're there to look after you. So call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle injury lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, will be back with some picks for the weekend and our final segment from live here at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. And don't forget, we have NC State baseball immediately after the show.
That's right,
today.
we do.
They're taking on Louisville. That'll start at about 6 o'clock. So we're getting close to opening pitch time. Enjoy that and enjoy our picks coming up next.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
If I could have made more in my last year in college than I did in my rookie year and still have that real-world freedom without real-world responsibility
what would you
by
do?
Staying in college, I'd be a dangerous man. I would have stayed in college, and I would be a dangerous man.
That's a blessing for me. I didn't.
Unsportsmanlike.
Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
It's a big week in golf. Global Golf has everything you need to get ready for your next round. Browse all the top brands like Callaway, TaylorMade, Mizuno, Ping, and Titleist, plus expert help from our team of PGA Golf professionals for lessons and fittings. Global Golf has you covered with Carolina's largest selection of pre-owned clubs and the easiest way to trade in your current golf clubs. Visit Global Golf today and get ready to play. Located on 7320 ACC Boulevard, North Raleigh. Global Golf, home of the best deals in golf.
See if you're a winner every night. Watch live lottery drawings on WRAL-TV's 11 o'clock news. That's right, Carolina Pick 3, Carolina Pick 4, and Carolina Cash 5 numbers every night on WRAL-TV's 11 o'clock news. See if you're a winner before you go off to bed. Get your lottery numbers live every night.
North Carolina Education Lottery.
Only on WRAL-TV's 11 o'clock news.
It's time for the Coastal Scholar Athlete of the Month.
Hello, Creighton Blackwell here at Coastal Credit Union 99.9 The Fan, and we're here to celebrate yet another Scholar Athlete. This month, we're at Middle Creek High School, where we celebrate our newest Scholar Athlete of the Month, Kristen Norton.
My parents have always been there for me. And then my teammates, they really help me with like the mental part of it. So they really help like bring me up when like I make mistakes or something and just keep me like grounded.
She's just a great person. She's a great leader by example and also vocally.
She's just that type of person. It doesn't matter what the situation is, anything that can help the team. She's a great young lady.
It's amazing to have on the team. She's a really good role model and a leader on the team.
She's always first to step in and try something new to help the team.
1, 2, 3, Mustang!
What does winning this award mean to you?
It just means that like all my hard work has like really shown. Some days I'm like, what have I done? Like, what have I accomplished? But getting this was like, people have actually seen my improvements and my accomplishments. So it's good. It's really good. Yeah.
Congratulations, Kristen.
For over 20 years, 99.9 The Fan and Coastal Credit Union have been recognizing scholar athletes at Triangle area schools. If you'd like to nominate a high school athlete, text AWARD to 919-860-5326. That's AWARD to 919-860-5326.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Cool cars, cool people, good times. America's favorite car show is back. The Good Guys 10th Griots Garage North Carolina Nationals presented by Tremec. April 18th and 19th at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds in Raleigh. Cruise on out and see over 1,500 of the Southeast's finest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Autocross racing, a Saturday night demolition derby, vendor midway, live entertainment, and more. April 18th and 19th at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds. Details at good-guys.com.
And Mitch Dunning to make the announcement.
Upon video review, the puck completely crosses the line as a result of 43 Washington's contact with the Carolina player. Therefore, we have a good goal on the ice.
Oh, Tom Wilson.
By the way, Allie in our YouTube live chat said Tom Wilson making big brain moves last night.
Well, You got the good and the bad of Tom Wilson yesterday.
That you did.
Because he also scored a goal. He also threw a player, his own goalie, and the puck
twice
into the net. True. One of them prettier than the other. But either way, you got the whole Tom Wilson deal last night for the Caps, and the Canes got the point necessary for the postseason to earn the home ice in the first round, and all of that happened. And right now, to wrap it up, as we are live from the Aluminum Company, by the way, in North Carolina in Durham, come out here tomorrow for the second day of the open house, 8 to 4, where you can win gift cards, different sets, up to $2,500 to first place.
Mm-hmm.
Second place, $1,500. Third place, $1,000. Fourth place, $500 in gift certificates. That's serious right there. Even if you don't win any of that, though, there's complimentary food, and you can get a free no obligation estimate on doors, windows, siding, roofs, gutters, gutter helmets, and so many more aspects of the exterior of your house that they are experts at here at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. We don't have much time here, Dennis, so let's rip through this. What are we picking?
All right, give me your prediction. The final pairing for Sunday at the Masters.
Final pairing.
The final pair. So the top two guys going in.
I do have a ticket out there in the gambling world for Rory and Bryson to be number 1 and number 2 in any order. Would make me a nice chunk of change. So I hope they are the final pairing, and I hope it ends up with, I don't care who wins, Rory or Bryson, but actually I do. I want Rory out of those two personally, but for money-wise, those two.
Okay, so thinking with your head, not with your heart and your wallet. You think it's gonna be Justin Rose or Rory?
I think Rory's there, and I think Scotty's there. Scotty is still within striking distance. He's actually moved up to tied for third, so he's just 1 stroke off of DeChambeau in second, 2 strokes off of Rose in first. Rory and Scotty lurking a couple strokes off. I like their chances.
Give me a winner.
Rory, I think he gets it done.
Okay, you think he gets it done?
I think he had his
pull Pinehurst.
I think he had his blow up for the tournament at the end of round 1, and the fact that he bounced back in round 2 is like, oh wait, right? It's Happy Gilmore, right? Here comes the putter throw. Oh wait, it's a new Happy Gilmore.
It's a new Rory.
Right? Oh, here comes the Rory explode. Oh wait, he played great on Friday and he got back in the running. It's a new Rory McIlroy. I think he can. I think he's going to pull it off. I can't help what I think.
Okay, hey, that's fair. That's fair. Let's just hope he doesn't pull a Pinehurst and whine and leave. If he blows it. Final one here, real fast. Canes in action at home tomorrow, 3:00. It's a radio-only broadcast against the New York Rangers. Rangers could be completely eliminated from playoff contention tonight if Montreal gets a point. Canes Rangers tomorrow, 3:00.
I think the Canes win. I think it's ugly. I think the Canes, they're not obviously going to be as desperate as the Rangers because they won't be eliminated, but 4 straight losses is enough to really, lean on the gas a little bit to make sure the streak ends. I think the Canes will be business-like at home against the Rangers, and it's a 4-3 win.
Okay, I was going to say 5-3 win, but I like it.
Okay, we'll toss in an empty netter.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll take it. And no, I need to tell you about Maynard Service Company.
You do.
That's what I need to do. Maynard Service Company, they want to help you. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, all 3. And I'd say them in that order. They do it all equally, right? It could be plumbing, electric, cooling, and heating. You decide the order. Just know that when your air conditioner, your plumbing, when something is acting up, the number you need to call is 919-361-0993. And it's in times of emergency, right? Why is there water coming from my ceiling? And it's times of hey, I think my air conditioner is making a funny sound, right? You want to just get the experts out there. They want to help you. They want to build a relationship with you. They want to know your community and they want to know your house. So they're always the number you call, 919-361-0993, or visit them online at MaynorServices.com. That's MAYNOR services.com. Before we say goodbye from here at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina, there is a baseball game coming up right here on 99.9 The Fan.
That's right.
NC State and Louisville. That coverage will begin here in 6 minutes, so buckle up for that. And you said tomorrow's Canes game is radio only?
It is radio only because it's a national TV broadcast, so it's radio only. Storm Watch 2:30, 3:00, Mike and Trip.
On Sunday versus the Maple Leafs, another home game. They have a back-to-back. It is a 5:00 puck drop, so another kind of unusual start time. But 4:30 Storm Watch on that one.
Also, tomorrow night, if you're a college hockey fan, we have the Frozen Four Championship, Western Michigan, Boston University tomorrow night as well on The Fan.
So those are all the details. I'll more broadly say if you're interested in live sports on your radio, 99.9 The Fan is the spot.
We got you.
We do our best to get as much as we can on our airwaves, and this weekend should be a lot of really, really fun hockey. Thank you to Max back at the studio for keeping us up and running. Thank you to everybody here at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina for hosting us. Stop out for the second day of their spring open house tomorrow. You will not be disappointed. Giveaways, complimentary food, excellent information on how to improve your house, and stay tuned for the rest of the weekend for more Masters updates by Trayburn, or presented by Trayburn Country Club here on 99.9 The Fan. We'll see you on Monday. Until then, have a great weekend, everybody.
Do you ever go to the Carolina Hurricanes games and find yourself thinking, what do the players eat before the game? What are their pregame rituals? What kind of music gets them pumped up ahead of the game? How sacred is the game day nap? What's the post-game mood on the team plane? Check out my new podcast, Iced Tea, with me, Megan LaMontagne. I get to talk to people who spill the tea on the Carolina Hurricanes. Listen to Iced Tea in any podcast app or watch the show on the Fan YouTube channel.
Wolfpack Sports Today is presented by Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder sponsor of NC State Athletics. And now, here's Wolfpack Sports Today.
I'm Matt Chazanow. NC State Baseball's ACC weekend begins. Wolfpack Sports Today is next.
Dreamfinders Homes is excited to announce their partnership with NC State Athletics as the official home builder sponsor of the Wolfpack. With nearly 50 new and upcoming communities throughout the Carolinas, Dreamfinders Homes offers new and unique home plans built to fit your lifestyle. For more information on Raleigh communities like Glenmere Gardens, South Lakes, and Barrington, and all other move-in ready home inventory, visit dreamfindershomes.com to find your dream home. That's dreamfindershomes.com. Go Pack.
The top-rated public golf course in Raleigh is none other than the Lonnie Pool Golf Course at NC State. No wonder this championship course was designed by Arnold Palmer and is challenging and fun to play for all skill levels. Join a league or take lessons. Check out the latest equipment in the golf shop. You can even have your swing analyzed or get a custom club fitting from one of the nation's